Dave.
David
Collins.
David Collins.
David Collins.
David Collins.
David Collins.
You're listening to
30-minute half hour
I hope you guys have checked out David Collins' 30-minute half hour
podcast.
featuring great guests like Andy Fiore, Katie Burke, and Cardiff Electric.
Never heard of these guys.
Hey, Joey, relax.
He's either hilarious or hates me.
Oh, well, I appreciate you, by the way, man. Thank you for watching it with you and your mother. I hope I was able to make you guys laugh a little bit in a hospital setting. I know that
Certainly, and it's not often that she gets to smile anymore, so it's great that she had that opportunity with your special.
It means a lot, dude, so thank you.
Oh, this is the best podcast I've ever been on. This was the most fun.
Wow, what a compliment.
Yo, thanks for keeping this guy going and kicking ass and taking names. I don't know if I can swear on this, so I'm sorry if I messed that up, but dude...
We try to keep it a family show, but as you can see by that opening segment, we're getting a little edgier than we're used to, but our audience seems to be enjoying it.
This was tremendous. Thank you for having me, I guess.
I just want to say this is probably the best day of my life, Dave. I had a really great time.
This was a great time.
We'll have to have you back in the future. You've done such a good job in those games. Do you know Austin Ingalls?
I love Austin.
He did a great job on these games, and we're looking to have him back.
Well, I just want to say thank you for inviting me on. It was really great to be a part of the show. I hope you get Jerry back. I hope that they find him, and I wish you and your viewers the best.
Hi there. I'm calling to leave a voicemail for David Collins.
First-time caller, long-time listener.
Hi, David. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Good morning. This voicemail is for David Collins. First-time caller, long-time listener.
Big up, David.
Hey, Dave. First-time caller.
Hey, David. This is Dan McCullough calling in.
Hey, David. Real glad to hear you on the air again.
Hi, David. This is Deborah, a longtime listener of your show.
David Collins, longtime caller, first-time listener. I love the show.
That's perfect. Everybody listening? Everybody listening? Perfect. Everybody listening? Perfect. Everybody listening? That's perfect. Everybody listening? That's perfect. Everybody listening? And that's perfect. Everybody listening? That's perfect. Everybody listening? That's perfect. Everybody listening? What a great episode. That's perfect. Everybody listening? I've been David Collins, and you've been David Collins, and you've been David Collins, and you've been the best.
You're listening to David Collins' 30-minute half-hour podcast.
That is great radio.
Starring David Collins.
I've been known as a bit of a hot interviewer, and I need to confront you on something here.
You've seen him on KMKF or 30-minute half-hour show. But now, with his very own podcast featuring the best comedians and broadcasters from all over this great country of ours.
Not a lot of people know this about me, but I'm
Would
also
you pull the orange tip off that gun?
Right. You're exactly right.
Now here's your host.
No. There we go. That sounds better, right?
No.
Am I quiet?
Yes.
Something wrong?
Yes.
Are you serious?
100%.
Can everybody hear me? Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Drive Time.
You're not on.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Well, everything's... It's Kanye's birthday, everybody.
Kanye.
Good morning, Troy. I feel quiet. Something feels off. Is it my headphones? Is that
Yeah, I don't hear you in the headphones, buddy.
This isn't coming through?
No. Welcome to the David Collins 30-minute, not 30-minute, but thanks, Drive Time,
something.
David Collins.
Is my mic not on?
I can.
No.
Oh,
No.
Did you hear it click? It went first.
I think it was coming
It
through.
goes for a second.
I mean, I can
coming
hear.
through someone else's. Oh, jeez.
I can hear mine.
You guys fill the show.
Anyway, so Wednesday morning.
Wireless.
Welcome.
The wrong one.
Yo.
That's what I call wireless.
Oh,
You know what?
this is a big mistake.
We got Robert Wireless
You put
Wallace
your
over
right
here.
foot in, you put your right foot out.
Do the hokey pokey and pull it on out.
That's right. Unless you're paraplegic, and that's what it's all about.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just gotta vamp it in,
Heck yeah. You just
Anyway.
Hokey jokey.
Hokey jokey, and you take a poo on the ground.
That's right. And then don't step on that flaming poop bag.
Dude, we used to. Have you ever done that?
No, but
Okay, so it's so funny because we used
All
to
right.
fuck
that
this
sounds
dude
better.
up.
Perfect. Just a prank, everybody.
Oh, prank.
Good morning. Welcome to Drive Time. David Collins. It's Kanye's birthday.
Yo, yo.
That's really
Hashtag
how I
happy
wanted
birthday,
to start the
Kanye.
show. Anyway, that sounds better.
Brother Heil
The safety's on.
Schmittler.
There we go.
Well, anyway, welcome to Drive Time, David Collins. My mic wasn't plugged in. I had a different thing. I thought it was your mic that was having issues. Maybe that was the problem with the thing. We switched cords this morning. I didn't plug in the right one.
He hasn't liked that mic ever since he saw it.
Anyway, happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to Drive Time, David Collins, June 11th. It's going to be a great Wednesday. Happy Hump Day.
Hey.
Like I said, it's Kanye's birthday, so we're going to be celebrating that a little bit this morning.
Brother.
Cooler Talk.
Hell yeah.
You're a big fan of that Ye.
I am a big fan of Ye.
I've been talking about him. I feel like we have an echo. I'm not sure what's going on with the audio, but I hope everything's okay, everybody. Oi.
You might have an echo on yours.
So I thought a good way to start I wanted to take a look at the beginning of the show here to celebrate Kanye's birthday.
Brother, I used to not like Kanye, and then the moment I stopped seeing him as an artist and more of like a clown, I fell in love with him, and now everything he does, I'm just like...
Do you call him Con or Ye? Just Ye?
I don't know what I call him. I call him Kanye.
Sure, a lot of people think of him as a villain now. They call him Khan.
Yeah. Yay.
Yay.
When did you see him last? I was like, hey, what's up, Con? You know, he lets me call him Ye or whatever, you know, or Y or K.
I call him Connie.
Oh, well, you know him real well, though.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
That's okay. That's actually me right there with him.
We're looking at Michael Myers and Kanye at the, what was this fundraiser for? Red Cross or something like that?
It was for Katrina, I think.
For the booger picking.
I wanted to take a look at a few of Kanye's most viral moments today. To remember what we've been familiar with Kanye for decades now. He's been in our lives.
He's like, I put the cocaine right here.
You know, I work at this grocery store too. Of course, we've talked a little about that recently, and I found this interesting.
What's that?
You bring the kids. Of course, we work around a lot of high schoolers. The kids do not like Kanye.
What?
They're very, you know, as far as I understand, they're very
Kanye.
You know,
they are.
They don't know anything about him from when they were born.
Oh my God!
They weren't listening to him for his first 10 years of their life, so they only know him as this, this political figure.
Dude, so we're old now. Like I remember, Kanye.
At least that's my experience at this grocery store. But anyway, why don't we take a little look at some of Kanye's moments here?
I just want to say good morning to Merch Mouse. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the party,
morning, everybody. And I apologize if anybody jumps in the Discord. I'll jump in the Discord. But like I said, and we didn't have any technical issues last week. I wonder if we've kind of solved that. But if I'm sitting in the Discord, I think that affects the bandwidth.
Oh, that probably does. You know.
So I'm not sure if that was kind of causing some of our disconnections.
Are they with you? Or?
It's very good. Last week I said it affects the bandwidth. Matt bandwidth. That was my joke.
I like Robert's better.
It affects the bandsaw.
Well, it's going to be a great day. Why don't we take a little listen to some of Kanye's best moments?
Check out that sweet shirt Kanye's wearing. That's total like 2008.
I look over and you're wearing the same one.
Yeah.
This is my prep package, everybody. Oh, are you bumping the cord?
In many ways more profoundly devastating is the lasting damage to the survivors' will to rebuild and remain in the area. The destruction of the spirit of the people of southern Louisiana and Mississippi may end up being the most tragic loss of all.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Kanye, everybody.
Mike Myers like,
In the past few days, you are a celebrity.
Yep.
Rob, can I help you?
Yeah, I think I got it.
You hear those bumps every time?
No, that's what I was trying to.
Okay.
He's trying to mitigate it.
You put the cord on top of that metal thing right there?
Yeah,
you see the tin?
Yeah,
the silver?
It's not on there anymore.
Oh, just lay your microphone cord on top of that. Your microphone cord, though, not your headphones.
Oh, your microphone cord, I got you.
And this is what was... That should help a lot.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, cool.
We'll see. I don't know. We're working through it today. Also, I would recommend just put your headphone cord on the other side of the mic stand.
Yeah, I can do that.
And then
that
should solve all those problems.
Mm-hmm. This might be one of my favorite Kanye quotes. This one coming up here.
All right, let's take a little
I like some of the Gaga songs. What the fuck does she know about Polaroid?
Y'all good? I apologize that I didn't really set that up the way. I usually spend a little more time making sure that issue's not coming up.
Yeah, David was late today.
I also was planning on putting Troy there.
How old is Kanye?
How old is Kanye?
Yeah.
He's probably in his 40s.
Oh, he's got to be.
Kanye, everybody.
That's Chris Rock.
In the past few days,
Chris Tucker.
You are a celebrity. So basically what's going to happen is there's product here. And this is where you end up right here.
You did that, didn't you?
If you can communicate this product, you can make
clip.
money off the product. Because look at Gaga. She's the creative director of Polaroid. I like some of the Gaga songs. What the fuck does she know about cameras?
Came to see
Kanye,
construction
everybody.
at our house.
And Kanye refuses.
She knows
Is that was your favorite Kanye quote?
And one of my favorites. I'm a big fan of that one because I feel the same way. I'm a fan of some of the Gaga songs. What the fuck does she know about
She knows how to
cameras?
shake it like a Polaroid picture.
Oh my god, I love you. You ever listen? Dude, I was listening to "Bombs Over Baghdad" by.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, it's a banger, dude. I haven't heard that one in a while.
That's good stuff.
Check it out. Sponsored by Bombs Over Baghdad.
His new white 350s dirty in the dirt. So
Ain't gonna happen.
dirty man.
Is that Kim?
So this video is
Just
Kanye walking in the dirt to keep his shoes clean. Meyerhoff does that. Tyler Meyerhoff.
That's very black of him.
He's an Austin comedian now, and he's going to be back in Iowa to perform in Waterloo June
Really?
20th. I'm going to be doing a spot on that show.
Right on, dude.
It's going to be a lot of fun. June 20th, Waterloo, the Lofts. Anyway.
Like that. When someone comes up and says
That's
something
just
like,
frustrating. I'm so infuriated that you did that. Like,
No, it's not me.
No, it is. It certainly is. And I fucking hate you.
I don't know. We'll take a little listen here. We're just watching this Kanye clip.
Let's try to get some fucking. I don't even know what you're doing. I don't even know what you're doing with that. It's not even. That's like racist of you to do that? Are you assuming that he can't change his smoke detector batteries or something?
Well, it's probably the white guy that owns the studio.
Or it's the black guy that's paying the bills.
Yeah.
Right.
Just like that. When someone
God.
comes up and says
It's
something
too
like,
much.
I am
It's
a
too
god,
often.
everybody says,
Everyone
who does he
knows
think
that.
he
I just
is?
went back.
I just told you who I thought I was. A god.
Hey, what's up, Walls? He says.
That's who I think I am.
It's too it's not
Would
even
it be
funny.
better if I
You
had a
know
song
this
that
fucking
said, I
pisses
am
me
a nigga?
off.
Kanye is a producer. That's how he started
The smoke detector beep in almost every video, like you can tell when it's organic and it's pathetic. I'm like, are you guys just
When it's organic, when there's a real fire somewhere.
Yeah. No, when
in your pants.
Because no one went.
You can tell because everybody's panicked and running around.
Dude, yeah.
Because I didn't have
Kanye, everybody.
a gun on me.
Pants on fire.
Kanye.
They're a liar, pants on fire.
Hey, people used to love Kanye.
Wait a minute, why is he on this show with two gay dudes?
They're just British.
Oh. Look at that sweet pause.
We'll go a little for. Oh yeah, he's the coolest.
Yo, I'm motherfucking Kanye.
Here's Kanye.
He's like
here.
triple jointed. Throw some gang signs.
I think I only have this clip and one more. But what I really wanted to show here is remember how much everybody used to love Kanye?
I don't know.
Seriously.
They used to understand.
Parents just don't understand.
I know everybody asked me the question. They wanted to know what kind. I know he's gonna wild out and he's gonna do something crazy. Everybody wants to know what I would do if I didn't win.
I guess we'll never know.
I guess we'll never know.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. I like that.
Kanye is the man, dude.
I'll take a quick pause here. Look at all these people that love it.
Oh wow, it's Ellen and Big X the Plug.
That's a good point. The most evil people seem to really love him.
Oh my god. Yeah, now they all turned
Some
on
good
him.
employers.
Yeah.
Anyway, Kanye, everybody. What a great day. So I just wanted a happy birthday to Kanye West.
What a great con day.
Are you guys going to be doing anything tonight, you and Kanye? Like, going...
No, he doesn't respond to my DMs. He doesn't block me, though. A lot of people like to block me.
Hey, that's...
So we have some music here. I want to read my note card. Where's my note card here? It's a beautiful Wednesday. Do you like the little Caribbean music in the morning?
Yeah, it actually makes me think of the riots in LA.
My passport came in last week, so there's no problems. I will be going on this cruise in September. Everything's paid, and the plan's going to go off without a hitch. So we'll do an episode and some interviews on the cruise in September in Mexico.
Oh my god.
That exciting.
Better brush up on your Spanish, David.
I had a trailer that wasn't going off because without a hitch.
We've been talking about it though. There's all these extra things that they wanna sell you on before you get onto the cruise.
When you get to Brazil, they want to sell you too.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they want to sell you Vietnamese ladyboys.
Totally. Or kidneys.
I had a Holland subject that I wrote down here.
Shot, dude.
What do you think about?
I have like no shot. What's that?
What do you guys think about shaking your milk?
Shaking my milk.
And it's not an innuendo.
Are you talking about
I have
making cottage
I have
cheese?
some orange juice here.
What are you trying to get into Todd's gig? Would you want some breast milk to come out or something?
Right, it's a breast milk joke.
David has been lactating lately.
Yeah.
Well, just shaking your milk. You take out your orange juice, you shake it, and then you pour yourself a glass. If you pour yourself a glass of milk, do you shake the gallon of milk?
Does Gaga shake a Polaroid picture?
Now, I looked this up. This is very controversial. A lot of people shake their milk.
Did you say controversial? Controversial.
Controversial.
Conway?
Twitty?
So I thought that was an interesting call-in subject.
Controversial. Dude, nice. You're getting there.
Call
All right,
into
we're
the
waking up,
Discord,
guys.
or say something on the live chat. Do you shake your milk? I thought that might get the people talking on their way to work.
Oh my God, get the conversation started, David.
That's a good one. And I've never heard that too. I listen to Bob and Sherry every week. Never heard them talking about milkshaking.
Listen, if you're in an office and you're around the water cooler and you ask Denise, you go, "Hey, you shaking your milk?" That sounds like a
not right
sexual
now.
innuendo.
If she's
dude.
walking around shaking milk, you wouldn't ask it in the present tense, you weirdo.
How about put a bra on if you're shaking that milk?
Dude.
Right. So I see the misunderstanding there.
Yeah.
Quick announcement. Next week, we'll have Dana Moss Peterson on the show, which I'm very excited about. He's currently unemployed, like many of the people that we're finally getting on the show. Zach Hoyle loses his job. He's able to come on Drive Time David Collins.
Zach's hilarious. I love Zach.
So we'll have Kanye West next week.
Oh, no doubt. You're like, we're not going to have you, Walls.
Robert Wallace is here, of course. All right, why don't I let people know? You know, I was so distracted by this technical issues at the beginning of the show, I kind of just didn't introduce anything.
Oh yeah, we vamped right in.
As I usually do here. My TV's also sideways, so some of these.
Can you introduce me as Kanye?
Kanye's uncle.
Whenever someone's like, you know who you look like? I'm like, I know Kanye. I hear it I get it all the time.
Yeah?
Or Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh my God, I just watched a Shaq documentary last night.
Can you tell the resemblance?
That was a Papa John's commercial.
What?
That was a Papa John's commercial.
Yeah, I was so stoned. I thought it was a documentary about Shaq.
Put a pizza, put a documentaries, Papa John's.
Robert Wallace is here, and Troy Rigdon is back with us, if you couldn't tell.
Hey,
Troy Rigdon,
welcome.
Do you want to talk about all the fighting that we did this morning?
Oh my God, dude. Honestly, one of my favorite pastimes is pissing David Collins off.
UFC?
I mean, if it didn't start where I picked you up at the undisclosed grocery store.
Dude, can you believe it? He's like 6'3" and he picked me up over his head.
I can't believe you did that.
I watched Billy McNeely. Speaking of Billy McNeely, this is our last day for a while. Today we're going to... You'll remember when we get to Billy McNeely.
Yeah,
He's a martial artist.
People always say you look like him.
Oh.
And this is the last... No, he looks more like... Baruch Eliyahu looks more like Billy
I look a lot like Denzel guy.
Oh, Danzig?
No, the Denzel Washington.
Denzel?
Or the black actor.
Oh, it's pronounced Denzel.
Denzel.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know him personally, so you know.
Oh, you call him Big D?
Yeah.
What's up, David?
You two riffing over that?
Hey, we're vamping, baby. Hey, good to see you, Robbie. I haven't seen him in a while, dude. I love that smile.
Oh, isn't it great? And we wanted to have Robert Wallace on the show last week with the Delicious when we watched some of that body cam footage.
Bro, you should have been here.
Did you watch any of that show?
I didn't.
Delicious getting arrested and is him filming his arrest?
I watched. The only one I was able to see was with Todd and.
I'll mention that Delicious did send me a text a few days after that episode, and he said, I'll just read it here. Can I find it? I get a lot of texts. Incidentally, Baruch Eliyahu called me yesterday, and he said, you know, I mean to call you. I keep seeing your text every time I open my phone. I said, it's so sad that in 3 weeks I'm still at the top of your messengers.
Well, he does share a phone with his buddy.
I have to scroll down quite a bit here to find Delicious's text, but he let me know. He said, hey, buddy, get a hold of me when you're free this week. So I didn't know if that was in regards to anything that we talked about last week, but I got a hold of him, and he didn't respond. So,
well, that's a great
anyway
story.
I was trying to talk briefly about Billy McNeely, but only on the subject of throwing people, because this is one of the last days that we're going to be taking a look at Billy McNeely.
Why
today.
did he die or something?
No, I think he's recovering from surgery, and I think we'll kind of just we'll do a spectacular showing of him and take a break for a little bit.
Let him build some content.
Kind of overdoing the Billy McNeely.
I've seen someone die last week. They dyed their hair. It was like purple.
Roberts. You're a turd.
I'm glad when things slow down, we always have you to get us back on the road.
Like a junkie back on tracks.
No.
There we go. So anyway, Billy McNeely, but I watch his videos.
Tracks, everybody.
That's right. His combat videos, they're often to little girls or to women. That's where he directs. He says self-defense for little girls or women. And then he says...
midget women.
And then halfway through his routine, he says, and then you pick them up and throw your hips to throw them on the ground. But he just picks people up. He's terrifying that just in his normal world, he just counts on picking up people.
You wouldn't want to spar with him?
He would pick me up and throw me like Godzilla.
Dude, I could not psychologically spar with him.
Like you wouldn't be able to go to the meet then, because freaking he'd end up injuring you. Right? That's what always sucked when before a meet. if you were to just practice, you're
Before you eat meat?
Yeah. I was eating meat yesterday, and then I found out it wasn't. It was that fucking impossible. Excuse my language.
Ew, dude, you're a vegan?
I have a jury duty update. Oh, and everybody wants to just call my personal phone today. We should be getting a call from Baruch. Speaking of Baruch Eliyahu, his friend Arya, who we talked about his arrest. Apparently, those charges were expunged, and he's leaving the country. So I don't know how those two things work together, but maybe he's going to give us a call in. And
he must have had a Jewish lawyer.
Or he must have been...
He represented himself, so you must be right. Anyway,
Mr. Never Wrong was right again.
One time I represented myself, but I was like this, like a circus seal, and
wait.
I mean, for the audio listeners, describe what you're mimicking there.
Well, I mean, I was young. I needed the money. I mean, I was young. He needed the money real bad, and yeah. I mean, I don't want to talk about it.
All right, that's cool. A little PTSD.
But I mean, if you want to shake my hand, this one's a little callousy, and this one's
bro. Oh shit! Hold that. Go back to that last frame.
What is happening? Use your words.
No, go back to the last frame. Look at how white my legs are compared to my arms.
Oh, yeah, it's time for the shorts weather. That's why you wear the shorts.
Man, he gets two-tone pants. He has a pair of pants on. And...
Yo, Doug, I'm two-tone.
That's so...
I'm two-tone.
That's crazy.
It is crazy, dude.
What white legs do you have?
You want to see my white legs?
You should have let me know before the show. Would have created a stinger for you.
Oh my god!
What a segment!
What a segment!
I'm just joshing here, but I am just trying to say that I have a jury duty update.
Oh my god! Is it for a murder case?
I've gone through the registration process.
I've never done jury duty
to see if I'm going to be selected to go see if I get selected.
Yeah.
There's a pre-selection process.
You just tell me you're racist right away.
I'm going to be on jury duty.
I never got to be on that side of the defendant table.
All right.
Shit.
Well, we've made it here, everybody, and I want to get into our the first segment that I had pulled here. What did I pull? Oh, right. Billy McNeely. A lot of Billy McNeely today. So before I get into that, I just want to... Do you want to talk a little about this morning?
What happened this morning?
Well, I was very upset because you were 5 minutes late.
Oh, wait. Did you hear that shit? I was very upset. You were 5 minutes late.
Well, in context, that's really the sentence.
He's not going to hit
Troy
me.
Rigdon goes out.
He's not going to hit me, is he?
Troy Rigdon goes out of his way to set a timeline saying, no, I say, be there at 5:45, 5:40.
Yeah.
And Troy Rigdon the night before says, I'll be there 5:30 to 5:45. Doesn't arrive till 5:52.
Oh my god. Dude, the nerve of this guy.
And then he joshes around. He does burnouts in the parking lot.
For another 50,
doesn't
51,
get in my car until 54.
52, 45, 46, 45.
Potentially 25 minutes late.
It's, you know what? If you're important, they'll wait. David.
So I'm a little.
I thought it was 7 minutes.
Teaked off by that. What's a good word for that?
Davided.
You're not happy
fired
with
up.
him.
I get a little fired up. I say I'm trying to get here.
Stop, drop, and
I'm
roll.
not going to be able
He's
to do any
fired up.
tests. The microphone issues are going to have. That extra 10, 20 minutes means a lot in terms of making sure we don't have any technical issues at the beginning of the show.
Maybe you should bring Jerry back, dude.
I miss Jerry, but he's an enemy of the show now.
You know what? He's an enemy of the state
so
as
we
well.
get to the studio here.
Is it Harry Carey's cousin, Jerry Carey?
So we get to the studio here, and Troy Rigdon says, I'm going to grab myself a cup of water.
Oh my god, watch this, guys. This is great. Yeah, this is great radio.
He has he opens the cabinet, and he has a selection of 30 cups.
He's not letting you have water.
29 of which, 29 of these cups, I could just put in a dishwasher and ignore, add it to a collection. He selects the 1 out of 30 cups that I will later have to hand wash in order to put away.
Beer
style. You might even get a hernia picking it up. It's heavy.
I'm like, dude,
and I point this out to him.
You're a fucking crazy man.
So he grabs that one?
Yeah. Everything.
Well, I stop him. I say, could you use any other cup? And he just insists. I explain thoroughly. So this is working with Troy Rigdon, everybody. It's little things, but they add up.
Ask my ex-girlfriend.
I'm lucky I can't count, so I don't have to add up nothing.
Hey.
But if anybody
couldn't run a calculator anyway.
Totally don't know.
But we try to remain honest on this show, and I want everybody to know how I'm feeling and why that is.
I feel great, and actually it brightens my morning to elicit a response out of David.
It's a beautiful day, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. And we're going to get into the meat of the show today and talk a little about Billy McNeely.
Let's hump some meat.
Yeah.
After Billy McNeely, we have an Iron 8K update. I want to cover that, and then maybe we'll take a break. I actually have an Iron 8K prediction. Iron 8K, of course, is the stoner living in the woods that I've been following for years. More recently, living in the woods. We talked a lot about him with Zach Hoyle those couple of weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Can you give me some mushrooms in that woods?
You know Iron 8K, Nathan?
Yeah, I mean, I know
he's more of a weed smoker.
Oh.
But anyway, I have my prediction that he will just disappear in an uneventful way. I thought he was going to be a domestic terrorist. I actually think he's just going to starve in the woods now. and stop posting. So it's a little disappointing, but we'll cap that a little bit later in the show there.
Hey, I just want to let you know that the chat is on my side on this thing. Ouija says, counterpoint, burnouts are cool.
Popping wheelies are cool too.
Okay. I try. You know. It's great though. The only part of their side, the story that they're on your side of, is the part I embellished.
Yeah, I was actually doing wheelies in my Jeep. It was a fucking sight to see, dude.
I don't know why the safety keeps turning on.
I drove around him in a circle 3 times like a shark circling its prey.
Right.
And then I pulled right up on him and flashed my headlights at him.
I'm sure the neighbors love that.
Oh, well, it was a grocery store. Everybody was arriving to work.
His coworkers thought I was the coolest guy. Really go, damn, David, how'd you get that cool guy?
An undisclosed grocery store there into
clubhouse key now.
Dude.
Could have chosen any parking lot. I chose that one. That was my mistake.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I was going to go jerk off in the walk-in cooler and let him find me.
Yes,
totally. Finding it. That store is
That's
so
what I call
confusing.
it, cold count.
Cold count.
What I wanted to talk a little about two left things that I have on my note card here that we'll just touch on briefly. Go on.
What's up? Sorry, did that make a noise?
Troy baked in everything. Trump signed this travel ban. Did you hear about this? You see this?
No, Jay, tell me.
Well, there was this travel ban there, and it affected, I think, 13 countries or something like that. One of them was Somalia, and that was kind of in the news.
Oh, no, dude. What the fuck? I thought we were going on that cruise.
Oh, that's Mexico. It didn't affect this, actually, why I really researched the story. I was like, oh, I hope Mexico's not on
these guys
this
are probably
list.
the pirates.
Yeah.
Like, this one is cruise. One of those we'll be right back, guys.
One of those was Somalia, and I noted. I thought to myself, I said, "Oh, Somalia! I believe that's where Jacob and Dad." Because I follow Jacob and Dad, so I looked at this channel.
I believe that's where
he
they
doesn't
have
have
no
any
McDonald's.
comments on the travel ban. I thought he might post a video about the travel ban. So far, Dad of Jacob and Dad has nothing to say about this travel ban, but I'm keeping an eye on it. And I thought that might be good luck to Dad.
Side note: I'm pretty sure Dad from Jacob and Dad is a pedophile.
Why?
You can pet a file.
It's from Somalia. Do they have those there?
I don't think they have any restaurants in Somalia.
I'm telling you, if you watch any of that content, it's disturbing and it's weird that you watch it.
Content.
Dude, you said the word of the day.
Kanye.
So Billy McNeely, everybody, let's get into this.
Billy is
McNeely
way
talk
cooler
this
than
morning.
Dad and
Now, Billy
weirdo.
McNeely is a martial artist from West Virginia that we follow pretty closely. He just had leg surgery last week, though. He's it's just playing. So you'll see if you just are able to see the videos that I'm scrolling through here. He's back to just talking to the camera while he recovers from this laser surgery that he had on one of his legs.
Ask him if he cost what I'm running a leg.
Why did he say why he needed surgery?
No, but you see his body type, and you can understand that medical intervention is probably necessary sometimes.
Well, I'm sure he was out there just kicking ass.
And then
He's got
Could have been from these videos. He works pretty hard. So we'll take a look at his last combat video before he had to have that surgery. And we don't often take a look at these combat videos, so it's going to be nice to refresh ourselves.
Did you say con?
Yo.
And then we'll take a look at one of his talking to the camera videos. I forget which one that we chose here.
Oh, not even on camera.
But you see, he has videos like my new domestic violence crime video on YouTube where he talks to the
He looks like
camera.
he has a little sweater on his bra.
One says the dangers of peer pressure on YouTube. The other about autism on YouTube. My new video on YouTube about autism. My new domestic violence self-defense tips and words of wisdom. And then it goes on and on. So we give some of those. So we'll talk about one of those talking videos too. But I wanted to take a little look at his martial arts video before he had to have that surgery.
Right on, D.
And this always gives the young ladies and women out there some good self-defense tips. Which
I love all kinds of arts.
Yeah, because we have so many young women and lady listeners. Number one fan, if you're out there, pay attention.
Like the Menon commercial, strong enough for a man, made for a woman, in the back of my hand.
Oh my God, Robert! I would never joke about that.
Hey, you say this joke because somebody hit you. You said that earlier.
Well, you're not supposed to say it on live air, dude.
Oh.
You two are out of control.
I know,
Sure,
right?
it brings out the worst in people.
You know what? I love it. I feed on it. There's this dude at work that hates me, and he doesn't know that I actually run better when I have someone hate me.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, feed me, Seymour, you fucking idiot.
That's what we said that because I was just saying that to somebody last night.
Yeah.
I just watched Little Shop this weekend.
Yeah.
So you get the reference.
Right.
Cool.
Feed me, Seymour.
I knew how to hit the nail on the head for you boys.
I always forget that man's name, though. He was in
Honey, I Shrunk
the Kids.
Yeah. That's
I always get it mixed up with Fred Stoller.
Shit, what the hell is his name?
It's Ray Romano's neighbor. Anyway.
I'm so sad that
It's
I
a tough name to remember. If anybody knows that name, Little Shop of Horrors, Seymour, of course.
Feed me.
Call into
Seymour.
the Discord. Anyway, let's get into a little Billy McNeely this morning. So we're working through my prep package, by the way, everybody. So that's how these videos are coming up. And in this
Rick
package, I do a
Moranis,
little
thank you,
scrolling.
Ouija. I looked to chat for the answer, and they provided.
Well, somebody will have it there.
Ouija, thank you.
I should be getting some phone calls this morning, maybe from Dan
Is that
McCullough.
Luigi?
Yo, Giraffe wants to
Maybe
know what's in your
Aria.
closet. It's David's sexuality. LOL.
Oh, you had to build the. You had to actually build
Who
the.
said that?
Giraffe in the chat. Yo, I didn't know that we fucking went all the way to Africa with this shit.
Good one.
Someone asked me to hand.
Thanks, buddy.
Someone asked me to hand in my rough draft, so I just went to the zoo and beat it up and freaking. I was like,
Oh, yeah?
Here's your rough draft.
You know, I've heard that there are more lions domesticated in Texas than there are wild in Africa. Does anybody know if that's true?
I know there's a lot of lion here in the town.
Oh.
I mean, not us, but I can't say us. You know.
Yeah, I mean, we bring the hard-hitting facts.
Billy McNeely, everybody. I tried to turn this up as much as possible. I apologize.
This one I'm going to show
I think I kind of got it this time.
I think you did it, brother.
How to defend yourself if your abusive ex-husband or boyfriend tries to either throw a punch or use the two-handed chokehold to try to harm you.
Why is he wearing
in some
padded
kind of a
gloves?
very, very bad way.
Just remember, if you choke, it's the federal offense to choke someone out.
Is it?
Yeah.
Do you know that for sure?
Yeah, it's asphyxiation.
So did you choke someone out?
No, but I had to pull somebody off. Somebody that was choking somebody off.
Oh, yeah?
You're at the park.
I'm sorry? Go on. When? Is this recent?
Yeah, tell us the
You're
story.
just saying sometime in your life.
Don't
you had
just
to pull
breeze
somebody
past
off.
that. Like, I just saved someone's life once. No big deal. Moving on.
What happened?
What?
You said you pulled someone off someone that was choking him out.
Oh,
Was this at a bar or something?
that was when I remember I told you I had to break up my nephew, and remember I can't. You know, I'm like, man, it was a rough night. My niece,
Right.
it was that night.
Domestic violence.
God damn. I mean, I'm old, man. These kids are younger. They're like, like 2. And they're freaking, I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, goo goo gaga. I'm like,
Robert Ross always has a long con for everybody.
Dude, he's playing
I mean, if
chess.
it wasn't,
We're playing
if it wasn't for his little sister, fuck, I would have
beat the shit out of that 4-year-old.
She came right from behind, whack. It was like freaking
Billy McNeely, dude.
Tall 4-year-old.
That's what I'm gonna start calling her, Little Billy.
Little Billy McNeely. There was a lesbian that I went to high school with that we used to call Billy.
Yeah. Did she not like that? Or?
We were kind of bullies.
Still cracking you up.
Did you say did you use a hard Lee?
Dude,
Billy?
No, a hard Bill. Hey, Billy.
Oh, I would torture people in high school. I think about it, and I don't feel any. I watched Benchwarmers the other day. I think I'm supposed to feel regret after watching a Benchwarmers movie.
No way.
I felt I was so. I mean, it was so much fun in high school.
Yeah,
it'd be so funny.
Yeah, people were unapologetically mean in high school, and like, I almost miss those days of just like, I don't know, I just didn't feel bad about anything.
Living in the jungle,
psychopath, I guess.
Yeah, you are.
I didn't feel bad when I'd be at a party
an
and
institution.
I see like 5 different chicks chatting, and I'm like, oh shit.
Dude, when I see 5 chicks chatting, I turn and walk the other way.
I should have, because
All right.
That sounds a whore.
Is everybody ready for a little Billy
my
McNeely?
Snapchat story, my
Fair
Snapchat
enough.
history story popped up today, and it was like
Okay.
4 or 5 years ago, and it was just me pissing my girlfriend off at the time, and the caption was, "I love pissing this bitch off." She's in the background just like talking shit. I'm drunk in the car, like,
That's everybody. Your loved ones just need to get used to that.
I know, right?
know that you're my hero.
I almost made Troy cry the other day. He said that really bugged me, and he was not happy that it bugged me.
Why do I-
And I said he only likes this guy loves to make people upset as long as it's on purpose.
Yeah, dude, if it's on accident, then I feel bad. I was like,
you feel bad that it wasn't on purpose?
yeah. I'm like, dude, I totally could have pissed you off.
You're like, oh, can I come back in and redo this one?
Hey, can we restart?
Yeah.
All right. Troy Rigdon, everybody.
Yo.
Now you're taking it out on the audience, though.
Sorry, guys. I apologize. Now I feel bad.
Billy McNeely. Oh, I thought that was you for a second, Troy.
Yeah, what a hulking man.
Jesus.
You wear gloves and skulk around.
I do. I don't wear white after Labor Day, though.
Right.
That black belt looks more like a D belt. You know it's literally it looked like a.
It's a belly band.
I mean, like they're not.
He's supposed to tie it around his actual stomach inside of his body, but he didn't get
looked like he
the
had the-
instructions right.
When they're that big, I think they call it a blacked belt.
Yeah. One time I
Is
told
that a porno reference, David?
Well, it was a large. It was just a large reference.
I told
that's
this
all.
chick to give my ex girlfriend a black eye. You know,
Is that good?
Next, thing you know, she was hanging out with like these two black guys, and I'm like, I said black eye. But you know, whatever, you know, shit.
You were even more mad that she was hanging out with a black guy than got beat up.
Well, probably because freaking she won't come back now.
Oh, dude, they always come back.
Dude, I gave her the best. Like, dude, my shit's like, it's like, you know, when it's cold out, you know,
Yeah.
it's like in, you know, like I go like that, you know, like one of those mattresses, you know, you have to pop the thing for it to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I should collect disability.
Is that why they call it popping the pussy?
I think you've lost everybody.
Yeah, I knew what he was talking about. I was visualizing
You
the
two
whole
are
time.
out of control.
I'm always out of control.
There's a bedroom in here if you two want to get some alone time.
Oh, really? You think the tenant would be cool with that?
No, I don't think. I don't think the current tenant would be happy with that.
I don't think the 10th, 9th, 8th, or 7th would be cool with that.
Dude, maybe if we let the current tenant watch, they'd be cool about it.
I don't know. You'd have to ask him or her.
Oh, Shimmer, sure.
Yeah.
And
Billy
you're on the
McNeely,
way,
everybody.
Your abusive ex-husband or boyfriend's watching.
Still the
When
intro.
you see him, he walks right up and he's about to throw a punch.
Oh,
what
shit.
you do, you just play possum. Act like he has you in order to get him to take his guard down. And then as soon as he throws his punch, like if it's coming right here, what you do, put your front foot in front of you. And then as soon as he's
Put your
about
back
to
foot in front of you.
Take the middle block right here, and then as soon as he throws it, block the punch.
Ooh.
And then use either the front snap or the straight leg kick to strike his groin or knees. And
Yeah.
then take this hand right here, grab this arm, elbow strike his jaws.
Dude, before I got into a
And
fight with my
then
little nephews,
go into a deep
kids,
horseback
I should have
stance.
watched him.
I'm telling you.
Oh, it's good. And you can watch any of his videos because no matter what the situation, he always gives the same advice.
Is that the Karate Kid outfit? I mean, is that the
all
same? Did you get that from Mr. Miyagi?
No, he's actually a black belt.
Billy McNeely's
in
white.
his mind.
Was there ever a white Karate Kid?
Yeah.
I only know the one with Will Smith's child.
What?
Dude, get out
Is
of
that
here.
You mean the Pilates?
David, aren't you like
Pilates kids?
47? Like, what the hell?
Well, I'm a big fan of the Smiths.
Oh, really?
Right.
Did
That's
you
why
like-
I can't remember Jaden's name.
Did you see, dude? So I went to see J. Cole in Denver, and
Oh, you seen? Did you?
yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
But Jaden Smith was opening for him, and I was like,
Wow.
all right, we got to see this. And we didn't get there on time. I had this blonde hippie girlfriend at the time, and she was like, it doesn't matter. Anyway, I remember walking in, and they're playing, I think the neighbors think I'm selling dope.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like getting beers and shit, and I was like, I can't miss this song. I ran in there, and she was all pissed at me.
That's like the only one I know. Really,
It's
kind of.
great. She was all like, "Why'd you leave me?" I'm like, I'm leaving.
I'll be leaving you more than this.
Yeah.
Something last time.
I'm about to leave you.
Robert Wallace's stories always start with my buddy, and your stories, even it was a Jaden Smith story, it always ends with my girlfriend was yelling at me.
Ex-girlfriend, David.
We all knew.
Well, she's not new.
It's my favorite pastime, actually, is pissing women off.
You should remain a bachelor anyway. I don't know why you have all these committed relationships.
No, I don't.
in your stories.
I used to. Now I'm 100% YOLO dolo solo, and I'm working on myself.
Yeah, YOLO solo.
You heard him. Giraffe's interested.
You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, dude, I'm on the uptick right now, bro. I'm having a glow up. And sorry, ladies, I ain't got time to pull over and take pictures.
Maybe if it's a throw up, I can pull over, but not a grow up.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, as long as we're paused on Billy McNeely here, I do have a bit of a joke that I wrote.
Okay.
I thought this was. You know, people were very upset. I were reading these stories about Israel, and people are upset about indiscriminate bombing.
Oh yeah.
You know what upsets people more? Seeing Troy on stage discriminatorily bombing.
Whatever. People love that shit.
Something like that.
That's funny. I mean, if there was anybody...
Indiscriminate
use that
bombing
on-
and
use that for anybody.
discriminatory bombing.
I do have a bomb expert friend.
Write your own. Email me your joke. dc30minute@gmail.com.
Yeah, write your Troy Bombs joke.
I like the audience to punch up my jokes, and then I bring it to the stage.
See, that's kind of unfair, actually.
You know who's very funny?
Me?
Last year's top fan, Matt O'Daniels. Billy
Yo,
McNeely, everybody.
Matt Ferry says the...
oh, I'm so glad that we're paused on...
Is he calling? Right on.
A phone call here. This is Matt Ferry. Welcome to Drive Time, David Collins.
Matt.
Hey, what's up? The Discord was not open.
Gee, no
Right.
way.
No, I
David?
closed it.
Oh, no, what's that?
Oh, you can just call me here.
That's true.
Dox and Matt.
If anybody,
David Collins' phone number to the public. I like
Yeah,
if anybody
baby.
wants to, if anybody in a live chat says something about the Discord, I can jump in there, of course. But you know, for 90% of our calls, they seem to have our phone number.
What is Discord mean?
Okay.
Even
We
some.
were talking about shaking milk earlier, and then Troy's at a J. Cole concert, Pilates.
Do you shake your milk? Well, I'm setting up the topics so people can call in and they can jump on any of these topics. I'm going to give people a range of topics.
We were talking about Jewish jokes, too. I got a little trouble last night. I said a Jewish joke at a mic.
Oh, nice. Dude, do tell, please.
Really? You get in trouble for telling a Jew joke?
There's Jews everywhere.
Well, I was like, people are always talking about politics now. What's your stance on this? What's your stance on that? And I was like, I just care. I keep my own business. I don't really do anything about it or whatever. But then somebody was talking about a neck brace earlier, and I was listening to a podcast earlier, and somebody referred to a neck brace as a Jewish turtleneck. And somebody was kind of like pissed off about that, but I was like, well, I thought you were Free Palestine. I didn't say a Jew joke or whatever, so it was just kind of...
Dude, that was nice.
Crazy.
Was that today, or?
It was this morning.
Yeah, he does open mics in the morning.
Yeah.
You know, people at the grocery store don't understand. People at the grocery store legitimately think that I do stand-up at 6:30 a.m. every Wednesday.
Well, I mean, you kind of
realizing this.
You sit down.
They say, what kind of shows do you do? What kind of show is that? Who's going to a show at 6:30 a.m.? I say, I don't think you understand.
There's another 6:30
The
coming
people that are up from the night before.
How things been going in the Dubuque land?
Who knows?
Yeah, I try to stay out of that
I'm
place.
more of a national man myself.
Oh, no local stuff now?
Well, we try to keep it low. I don't know what's going
local?
on. Apparently, apparently the mics are still happening and things, but I don't know,
Oh, Maddie,
whatever
you
the
know...
case is. Why are you avoiding the shaking milk topic, though? You shake your milk?
No, I said that's psychotic. Why would you shake
That's how
psychotic.
I feel. I told...
I thought that too, but I didn't want to say it.
Mm-hmm.
I used to tell my mom growing up she would shake her milk. I say, by the time I get to the bottom of the milk, it's a quarter butter.
Did you say psychotic?
Dude, you're churning your mom's milk?
Brings all the boys to the yard, though, right? Hey. Song about it?
She's a nice lady.
It's better than yours.
About your mom. I'm sorry.
So she's feeling very healthy these days.
Maddie, is it your birthday?
Glad to hear it. Hey, did you give any more thought about the Iowa City thing in a couple weeks, or is that...
Who are you talking to?
It's complicated. We were talking about I might go do street interviews at Iowa City Pride parades.
Count me out.
I actually ended up at the Des Moines Pride.
Tell us about the Des Moines
down in East Village.
Tell us about Des Moines Pride. It's Pride Month, everybody.
When Batman Begins, when Arkham Asylum lets all the inmates out. It's kind of like that.
More.
It was pretty wild. It was I kind of had like a Mr. Krabs swirl moment or whatever, and I was like, I gotta get out of here.
What were you wearing?
Did you deserve it?
A green shirt, a green long sleeve shirt.
Okay.
Yeah, just so the gays don't bite him.
You were asking for it.
Forgot that was all going on.
Were you trying to dress as an undercover?
Were you trying to just to get under the covers?
Giving off that though.
You know, not a lot of people know this. In 2020, Matt was one of those guys putting bricks on the street.
Yo, yeah, right.
Pallets of bricks.
Yes.
Yeah, those are popping up again now.
He was just carrying it by himself.
The same picture keeps popping up everywhere.
He has a picture of him carrying a whole pallet.
What do you think about that, Matt? Do you think that's a conspiracy, a government conspiracy?
I'm not sure what to think about it.
Because you seen the whole... I just learned about this protest that's apparently going on in Chicago soon. Some lady at the fucking hardware store told me. She's like, oh, don't go there for the baseball game on that day. That's the No Kings protest or some shit. And I feel like such
Is that a white protest then?
Dude, I feel like such an idiot because of this old lady's telling me this. I'm like, what's that? And then I go look at it. It's fucking sponsored by Walmart.
Old ladies are on 4chan these days. I don't think people understand that.
Well, I guess
they're kind of grandfathered in, those old ladies. You know, they can say stuff that people can't.
I guess it's like that Walton chick. What's her name? Walton.
Tim Waltz.
Walton.
You mean like
the Walmart
Good Night Cowboy?
Walton. What'd you say, Matt?
Trey, you're all over. I don't know what you're referring to anymore.
The Walton family runs Walmart, right?
Yes.
What about Walmart?
They are sponsoring this fucking huge protest in Chicago, and I've just been seeing those pictures of like pallets of cinder blocks and stuff getting set around in Chicago. And so it's kind of weird that like they're against an oligarchy is against a king. It doesn't make any sense.
Maybe they're making
and like I don't understand why people don't.
I think you might be reading.
Maybe they're making a brick shit house.
Reading the system's plot against your. You know,
I don't know. I'm just saying this is from what I've gathered. I just found out about this yesterday and did a little research last night. It just seems kind of insane to me. I mean, you've never heard of this?
Have you seen this?
Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
I've heard this.
Anyway.
Matt, just stay out of Chicago the next few weeks, all right?
Do what? I can't hear you.
Stay out of Chicago for the next couple
But you,
weeks.
Wallace, you go. I'm like, just thanks.
Anyway.
I'll try. The Sports Card Nationals in Chicago in a couple weeks.
Bruh.
Do you go to that? Do you do the booth there?
We did the booth much last year. I think we'll maybe just go and hang out this year.
So we're going to be getting into a little Billy McNeely talk here. I want to get into a little combat with Billy McNeely. Maybe Troy will give us a demonstration after the fact here and see if he can mirror some of these moves. What's great about this one is that Billy McNeely does a great conclusion at the end where he does everything in real time. So we get to see the setup, and then we get to see that. Luckily, there's been so much happening. We've just been paused at Billy McNeely's introduction.
Real time. I was late. You're late.
I'm just getting to work now. I gotta let you go. But what's Tom's kid about Iowa City in a couple weeks then?
We'll figure it out. I believe that actually I have a night shift that day, so it may not work out well, but that's still being reworked.
Matt, I got my license now. I'll come help you.
Troy Rigdon has a driver's license.
Uh-oh.
Let's go. Congratulations.
Thanks, brother.
Anyway. All right, Matt Ferry, thanks so much for calling in this
Love
morning.
you, buddy.
I hope you have a happy birthday.
Bye-bye.
Take the
Happy
day
birthday.
off.
I'll try.
Don't fall off the roof.
Yeah.
He works on a roof.
Bye-bye. Love you. Bye.
All right, Matt Ferry, everybody.
Woo.
You're the man.
Matt is the man, dude. I've always said
Matt's
that
an
about him.
American hero. Not a lot of people know that.
I mean, I tell everybody.
He's a good dude.
Yeah, whenever I talk about Matt, I'm like, he's a firefighter, he's a veteran, he's a really
Speaking
cool
of
guy.
American heroes,
He's just a cool dude.
Yeah.
May I ask you a question?
Yeah.
It's about drug use. Are you comfortable answering the question?
Totally.
When was the last time that you took Adderall?
Oh, it's been like a week and a half.
How do you feel?
Honestly, I feel a lot better. Like, at first I was using it like performance enhancing. I thought it was going well. But then like 2 weeks ago, or last week maybe it was, that I came and I didn't have any, and I was like, I felt like better.
They
like
took me
more
off it
on.
like that.
Right.
So I think I'm just gonna stay off it for a while.
They took me off it like that, dude. I was on it for years.
I was on it for
It was
like
a
20
high
years.
milligram too, you know.
Yeah.
And freaking I pissed positive for marijuana. So they I was like,
wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, you live in Iowa, huh?
But yeah. I've been on it since I was younger. You know,
Yeah.
all of a sudden they just like, took it off. I was on 230s a day.
Oh yeah, no. I found my perfect dosage was a 10 milligram instant and then a 30 XR.
My insurance one covered they only covered the Spaniels, the
What's going on in the live chat this morning?
The time release.
Ouija wants to know what race of neck brace I'm wearing.
The one that he puts in his glove box when he gets hit.
Yeah. No, these are some really nice, like, cooling neck things.
Troy was hot, so I grabbed a tool.
It's always 97 degrees in this fucking studio. Like, dude, open a window
Troy,
or
if
something.
somebody came in here and they seen you wearing that, they'd be like, you were asking for it.
They said I'm African. I said
Guys,
I'm just
I'm a blind producer.
I'm just looking for unmanaged wells in Africa. Do you see that?
Okay.
They're all pissed at Mr. Beast because he came and made like 150 wells for these people, taught them how to maintenance it and everything.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
Yeah.
Do you have any? I mean, we can't just go through the headlines that you read this week with no depth.
Oh, sorry.
You
I thought
jump from point to point.
I was moving into it.
I was hoping that you guys would wrap up your conversation and we'd be able to get into this Billy McNeely.
Oh, well, sorry. I
I
just
was
think
having fun
wells in
pretending
Africa
to be
is
blind,
important
but you know, being fun, having
He's
fun
ready to-
pretending
he's
to be
ready to hit us
disabled
with
only
that,
lasts so long.
He should pretend to be mute and let me finish my story.
You're starting a new one. You never stop. You're on. Why are you?
I don't have any Adderall, dude. I'm all over the place.
All right. Next time you think about how something ruined a relationship of yours, jump right in.
Oh, so this morning I pissed David off real well.
I know. Troy and I relationships are ruined. By the way, Troy will never be back on the show.
I'm glad I came late,
today.
actually.
Dude, I'm actually getting canceled after today.
I'm probably glad I came late then, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're screaming at the top of our lungs.
I mean, he was, and I was kind of laughing in his face. I feel
You deserved it. You deserved it. You know you were wearing.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have went
That's
out with
the
that
fourth
outfit.
rape joke you've made, dude.
You gotta be careful. I've been watching a lot of these Billy McNeely. I think I could take you now.
Oh, you know what? You're probably right.
Troy can definitely get me in a headlock, but if I can stay on my feet,
I could definitely get him in a cock lock.
But then he can cock block.
Oh, shit. Yeah, dude, he's really good at cock blocking.
all right.
Well, I'm just trying to piss
Billy
off a new
McNeely,
special lady.
Billy McNeely.
Looking for that special woman to piss off.
I've offered you my black book. You just don't want to drive down to Ogden or Manhattan to
I got
take
a
advantage.
crack book. It's a bunch of friggin'
Hell yeah,
just
dude.
crackheads. I get a 50 piece, you know.
Honestly, I don't want any of them hogs you have in that book.
I only want the skinny ones that weigh like 3 pounds.
No, dude, what the fuck?
And this anorexic girl got breast for skinny dipping.
Yo, I'm just trying to shake some milk, dog.
Imagine being Billy McNeely and trying to watch, like, oh, they talk about me? What do they talk about? We just tease Billy McNeely the entire time.
Oh, all of a sudden, who is it? It's Billy.
Hey, it's Billy.
I'd jump out that window. I'd be like, David, you shouldn't have been talking like that.
Dude, I would offer you to him like a feast.
I mean, can we at least let him get through the intro?
Sure,
yeah.
Sorry.
And then go into a deep horseback stance, back elbow his stomach. Then use the hammer fist to strike his groin.
Hammercock.
I didn't realize. I guess we were past the intro. We're already into the fighting.
Yeah.
So this is, by the way, this is the whole routine that you do to get out of being assaulted on the park. I think that was the setup here.
And try to grab one of his legs, pull up, sit on the knee.
I just like a
twist the
crotch
ankle.
shot of his.
He's got quite a
Put
few.
your front foot in front of you. Take both hands. Grab this arm right
Old
here.
diaper butt McNeely.
Take him up on the ground. Twist your hip. Throw him on the ground.
You see what I mean? You can just pick him up.
Oh yeah.
The fact that in Billy's mind he can just walk up to anybody and pick them up and throw them on the ground is terrifying to me. He doesn't even know his own strength. He has superhuman strength.
Yeah, wait, he has what kind of strength?
Superhuman.
What kind of strength was that?
I just want to reiterate that. Really big strength.
Ridiculous strength.
Redonkulous strength.
Fire retardant.
He probably is fire retardant.
I'd like to be fire retardant.
We've gone
I
over
would
this.
too.
Billy McNeely is the smartest person in West Virginia.
Bruh. Oh yeah, I forgot he's from WV.
Take me home.
He's from Haywood.
Hey, dude.
Hey,
Trap the
dude.
front wrist.
Originally.
So you can't get up.
OG.
Then use your back.
Haywood
foot.
OG.
And this is really what I want to get. This is my favorite
Stomp
part.
his groin.
Ooh.
His groin to the ground?
Yeah.
Stomp.
He's got 2 balls.
River
See?
dance.
Let's see that one more time.
Yeah.
This is every Billy McNeely fight. It always ends with a stomp Kia.
Yeah.
This is how he always. This is his finishing move, actually.
You can't get up. Then use your back foot to stomp his groin. Stomp his knee. Stomp. Kia.
And he's always aiming below the belt.
He'd be great in the play
His
stomp.
knee was here and his groin was over here, and
He's a tall guy.
maybe he already tore the guy up, and the guy was just in pieces. And
You know what?
He's just kicking groins and legs and shit. Like, yeah.
Dude, my buddy told me that his sister got murdered and she got cut up into a bunch of little pieces, and 2020 wants to do an expose on it.
Yeah.
And he
How
asked
many
me,
pieces was it? 2020?
Oh, 40 pieces?
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably shouldn't joke about that, but no, it was wild, dude.
20 plus 20,
He
60.
just dropped this story on me like he told me before. He's like, oh yeah, so my sister got murdered. I'm like, run that past me again?
Was he being serious?
It's 100%. And like the fucked up thing is he introduced the guy that murdered her to her.
Oh my gosh.
And like they got married and shit and chopped her up.
Wow.
I know.
I should have him on the show and talk about it.
He
You're
was.
just telling other people's stories.
He's my bomb expert.
Yeah, it's Jesse James.
No, I'm
He
your
on the
bomb
show.
expert.
Yeah, he's cool, man.
That's good. I'm glad he's cool.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Do you know anybody else that's cool that you want to share about? It's so strange. I mean,
I got
you're
a
just
dead hooker in
bringing
the-
up random
I had a
things
dead
out of
hooker in the
nowhere.
deep freezer. She's cool.
It's like, what are you talking about?
I'm vamping, baby.
You just say,
I did
oh,
hooker
I
in
put
the
on my
deep
shoes
freezer.
this morning. Oh, my buddy told me this the other day. I said, I get it,
Yeah.
but
You don't enjoy my stories?
it's strange. I don't know where you go. I
I will say though, David said that
I look out the
when
window,
you're
I
on,
turn
when
to
you when
you.
you come here, he said everyone likes you. He's like,
Oh,
he's
my-
like, I was like, can I be on your show? And he's like, we'd rather have you.
Oh,
But
no,
like,
he
well,
did not say
but,
that.
because you're
Trent Rigdon's the only person that's allowed to come on the show 2 weeks in a row.
I'm ODing on
Except
cups.
Zach Hoy.
Ouija in chat. Yeah, I know. I'm a little much, but that's probably why I'm single.
Yeah.
You've been doing good on your F-bombs today, though.
I've been trying a lot more to not do any F-bombs. It's
strange how much
Over
more
Baghdad?
you talk when you're
F-bombs over
not
Baghdad?
filling the air with F-bombs.
F-bombs over Baghdad.
F-bombs over Baghdad.
You always thought that you were just filling dead air, but it turns out if you're conscious about not swearing, then you keep speaking anyway.
Well, now I'm trying to set an example for my niece and nephew and not be such a degenerate. You
Oh,
know?
are they watching the show?
Trying
Yeah.
to set an example for my.
Are they upset that I didn't keep that Christmas present?
Yes.
Good.
My niece said she's going to.
I hope she watches this Billy McNeely video so
What
she
did
can
you give him a bag of weed and he freaking didn't want it?
100%. It was a bag of meth.
So I've skipped
Yeah.
forward in this Billy McNeely video about 20 minutes, and I want everybody to see, because the thing about this video is that he just does the same routine over and over and over again.
Look at that bag, that poor bag in the corner. Just scared.
Robert, what do you think's
most
behind that door?
important way
What do you think is behind that door?
I don't know.
I know.
We'll move on. I mean, nobody. I mean, come on. You're just covering things we talked about 3 weeks ago now. Just like, let us move on.
All right, move on.
Why don't we bring up the door again? Like we didn't talk about that 2 weeks in a row.
Robert doesn't know.
Oh, that's fine. Robert missed it. He can catch up on the show. He's here now.
You might
We'll
wanna
create
catch
new
up on
moments
it.
with Robert Wallace.
There's a dinosaur behind the door.
Get out of this.
It's just a mirror. Billy McNeely looks like a dinosaur.
Is it a vegan one?
Of course.
Anyway, forget about the door, everybody. There's no door.
He's used quick
There's
wits,
no Jim Morrison either.
brain power,
Robert.
and good tactic to break out and get them before they know what hit them. Remember, when they use this move, this is the move they're trying to use to kill you. That's why it's very important to get out of this hole very fast. Now I'm going to show you one last time. Then I'll show you how it'll all look in combat speed, starting grabbing with one of their legs, and then throwing them on the ground. Let's say you're at the park.
This is a great promo for the show.
Don't use the back. They're going to head back to your car.
Anybody tuning in right now must think, oh wow, this is the Billy McNeely they're watching must be hilarious. Look at these two cracking up. What is going on over there? Is there a gas leak?
Oh shit!
I think you got them barking spiders here, buddy. That was Billy's video, dude. It wasn't me.
But you're unaware that your abusive ex-husband or boyfriend is watching. And then without warning, he walks up, puts both his hands around your neck.
All of a sudden we hear his mom.
What you do? You play possum.
So it's the same, as you see, I've skipped 20 minutes into this video, and he's restarting the explanation. Every scenario, you play possum, and then you strike when they least expect it, and then you do that same routine. But what I like at the end is that he does the...
I played possum one time, and then freaking the animal place picked me up. Shit.
The euthanized?
Yeah, no, I was playing, just laying there playing dead, you know, and next you know,
It is very hot in here.
Dude, I'm fucking telling you. I got two cooling things on and I'm sweating my dick off.
I thought we were going to play strip pole. I thought we were going to play, you know, like, because I have like 50 layers on.
Yeah,
and
man.
No snowsuit.
I'm wearing 3 layers myself.
Yeah, you're a fucking layered criminal.
Anyway, Billy McNeely, everybody. Where are you going?
Open the door.
Oh, okay. I don't like it open. Don't open it.
I don't like it hot.
I mean, we're stuck the way it is, I guess.
Ah, yes.
I mean, come on.
All right, come on. Fine, just give me a second.
You ever heard of stuck porn? Stuck porn?
Cuck porn?
Stuck.
All right. Let Billy McNeely wrap up here.
Yeah, stuck.
Of course.
This.
Like you get,
Kia.
I mean,
I don't know what it is.
Kia.
Knife hand strike to the
I jerk off. I'm not a freak.
So finally, 20 minutes in, he's described it. He's practiced the routine multiple times with us, and now he's going to do everything in real time.
I heard he says Kia. Like
No, he drives a Kia.
Yeah, but that's what he said. That's his, you know, ha. But Kia.
Right.
We're right.
I'm left-handed.
David,
Are you left-handed?
I'm both. Yeah, but I'm left-handed. Yeah.
You ever thought about being like a baseball announcer?
No. You know, I recently, and Tom Myers does that.
Yeah?
You could totally be some.
You could totally pull it off.
It's not a bad side gig, I've heard.
You could more than pull it off. You could.
I don't like being around children, though. Children make me uncomfortable.
That's
well, they
funny.
make me uncomfortable
Last
too.
night,
But,
yesterday you told me children make you horny.
I don't like heights. High chairs.
I would never say that. Nobody would ever believe that I would say that.
I don't know, dude. Let's go to the chat. Chat, do we believe David Collins gets horny for kids?
That's not even the question. Whether I would ever say that is ridiculous. That's much more absurd.
Yeah, it's absurd.
I mean, I can understand the allegations. Look at one of my closest friends is Craig.
Oh my god, I thought you were talking about Todd Basinger.
I'm friends with this poor robot, you know.
And
we're gonna have toys for bots, you know, because like his little robot kids won't have.
What's going on in the live chat? Does anybody talk about Troy in the live chat?
Yeah, dude, that's all they've been talking about.
What do they think?
They think I'm hot, sexy, and a cool guy.
He's sexy and he knows it.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Drive Time, David Collins. It's June 11th. Happy Hump Day. For anybody just tuning in, we're still going through our first segment.
Dude, Tom from MySpace is on here.
Who's Tom?
Do you not remember on MySpace and when you'd have your top friends, but Tom was the creator of MySpace and he was the number one friend for you at all times? You always had one friend no matter what?
I never had a MySpace.
You're like 47. How did you not have MySpace?
I don't have MySpace.
Yeah, Robert, you're like 67. I don't.
Actually, it's 50.
Yeah.
Close
anyway,
enough,
so Tom from MySpace is in the chat. Shout out MySpace.
Is that what? Okay.
Yeah, I just thought it was crazy that like your reach is like that.
But that's all that's really going on there.
Yeah, I mean.
Okay.
Tom says hi, guys.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Tom.
Speaking of Tom Myers, we have Tom from MySpace.
Dude, Tom, MySpace.
This is my stress ball.
Dude, that's his revenge for me pissing him off. Is him fucking around with his gun.
Is it BBs or pellet or?
Oh, it's just a prop gun.
Yeah, so let's just shoot it and
fake.
pull the trigger all the time.
One time,
wait, do it again. Pull the trigger on it.
That's okay. Billy McNeely, everybody.
He can take that gun right from his hands. I bet.
I can understand this is for. I'm very much into this, but
You know what? I should probably learn.
I watch a lot of this Billy McNeely, and I just wonder. I like to think that his caregivers are just glad that he's getting some exercise or whatever the case is, but I really
You should see when they put him on the hamster wheel.
He's probably putting the whole family through college.
Oh my god! Yeah, it's a cheap ticket. None of them went.
Everybody just has their own.
The University of Kiai.
We have our own. Everybody could just put their own lives on the internet.
Hell yeah, dude!
And just follow it.
I mean,
it's fascinating, man. Yeah. But Billy McNeely every day, and the comments are very positive. A lot of people get inspiration from Billy McNeely.
I mean, he inspires me.
I hope that nobody's taking any of his advice, but he's inspiring.
I don't know. Some of his advice ain't bad.
Let's see this.
Looks like he probably put someone's head in a vice.
Let's see this, brother. Let's see this combat routine here, and that was a good vice joke, by the way. Let's see if he can take anything away from his full routine here.
Okay.
Yes. Kia.
Wait a minute. Those are like Big J. Okerson fingerless gloves.
Like this. Kia. Punching them in the throat.
He goes
look
to buy
like
one.
this. Kia. Putting both your thumbs right behind the ears on the very soft spot, which is right here.
That's also one of his moves, by the way. He says he wants to get the soft spot behind the ears, so he suggests that you just grab the attacker's head and stick your thumbs behind their ears,
like a controller,
and right, exactly. And then you get the pressure point, and he says, "Believe me, that will hurt."
Is that his pressure point? Believe me, that'll hurt. He points and he gives you.
He does believe. His confidence that he's going to have a higher pain threshold than any of his attackers.
I mean, honestly,
confidence.
Robert, you're killing me today with the Kanye shit. Confidence.
I didn't know it was his birthday. I would have bought him a present.
It was his birthday this weekend.
Oh.
Yeah.
I should have known that.
He has everything he needs.
I thought he would share a birthday with Hitler.
He doesn't have me.
You might have a. Do you have any? You have an antique shop. You live in an old building. Have you ever found an antique Ku Klux Klan outfit?
No.
Well, if you find
it's just
one,
a modern day one.
No, maybe the 90s, early 90s. But...
He's double Hitler saluting.
That might be interesting. I've heard Kanye's just a fan of history.
I mean, I think Kanye's just a fan of being Kanye.
I think Kanye's just a freaking a fan because it's cold, it's warm out, and he needs something to cool him off.
All right.
Yeah, he must be doing drive time with David Collins.
Medium, low, and high, or whatever like that.
Certainly.
Oscillating.
Words that mean fans.
He has a fan belt. Or a black belt. A black belt. You're right, David.
Oscillating on, off, 3 speeds, fans.
Dude, you're the shit. David wasn't kidding.
It was me doing a show with a thesaurus and a dictionary next to me.
Shit.
He said he was going to babysit us, but obviously he's not.
I wish David would chill out a little bit. We're trying to get to some news.
All I want to do is have some fun.
Golly, all girls just want to have fun.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. Here we go. Mm-hmm. It's an adult babysitting job, but you maybe a wife or a girlfriend or a mom, if their kid's still living at home, it hires these people, and if they're babysitters, but the people bring them on and they say, we're going to do a 2-hour podcast together, and that way they don't think they're being babysat. They're not feel bad about their wife hiring them a babysitter.
Some guy did that to me.
And then they're just doing a podcast, but it never airs. It's a fake podcast as a sit-in for a babysitting role.
He's like, I need to.
What do you think about
check
that?
out these microphones. I don't think this is a podcast.
I think you lost me like a fourth of the way through it.
I think it's a wadcast.
A wadcast?
Shit. I think I'm being taken.
I was watching The Nanny yesterday. My mind's on sitcoms.
The Nanny? Is that with...
It's a sitcom. It's 93. Fran Drescher.
Yeah. Okay. I always liked her.
I thought Fran Drescher was hot.
Fuck yeah.
Dude, especially in Married with Children.
Was she in that?
No, she wasn't.
Wasn't she?
No.
Yes, she was.
No, she wasn't.
She was dude's wife, wasn't she?
No. That's Peg. That was her last name. Segal. It was Peg Bundy, but it was Segal's. Her last name really Segal.
Really?
Yeah.
Anyway, Billy McNeely. Everybody. Anybody.
McNeil, huh?
Ouija says, on the bright side, you won't need to prep for next week because you'll still have this week's prep.
Oh, that's very funny.
Yeah, good point. Good point, buddy. Don't worry, I'm just trying to help David out because I know he's so stressed out.
It's the last day that we're going to be talking
At least he's not going to be at work prepping fruits and vegetables.
Yay!
This jury duty is really stressing me out. Maybe I could just bring you two and then I'll get out of it.
Bro.
It'd be a jury duty.
I brought my constituents. This is my lawyer. He told me not to talk.
All right. I'm gonna play Billy McNeely.
Bring Baruch though. They won't believe I'm a
I want
lawyer.
to see his full. I'd like to get Arya and Baruch on the show next week, but Arya's charges. They gave me a call last night and they said, "Hey, can I come on the show tomorrow?"
What is that? What is his charges?
I don't know.
You don't know?
We were going to learn about it. Maybe a call about it. But he's running to one of the Carolinas. He's on the lam.
So he's not leaving the country.
I don't think he's going to.
So he really did something like.
I don't know.
I don't know. They are
call in and tell me
Jews
about
around here.
But maybe we'll be able to catch him and get him on next week's show, or at least get Baruch Eliyahu back on the show to give us the
You
scoop.
gonna catch him like a Pokemon? I choose you, Pikachu.
You should write that down.
What does the Pikachu say when Pokemon's going real slow? Don't be so Pokemon. That's just a kid joke.
Oh my god,
Or-
kids would love that joke.
He puts in a dip of Pikachu.
You hang out with kids a lot, Robert?
Oh, my nieces and nephews' kids. They're
Your
funny.
nieces and nephews' kids?
Yeah, they had to live that airplane.
Oh yeah, I
You know,
forgot. You're like 70.
Yeah, I am totally. I let actually Lincoln in. I let that booth in my house.
It's
After
8:30
he shot-
a.m.
After he
Eastern.
shot Lincoln.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
You got
at the
that?
Ford Theater. Yeah, I let him in my house, and next you know I'm in trouble.
Oh god.
What is going on today? You know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's time to get ill.
It's 7:30.
7:30.
We're still in our. I just want to get through a little
gonna
Billy
shut up.
McNeely.
Oh my god, we're sick of Billy McNeely. Fuck, move on.
I want to see him conclude.
Jesus Christ. It's the same video every week. We've
It's
been doing
the
it for
last-
73
you know what,
weeks.
though, the last day, and I set this up and
He's probably just doing it for my
described
best. He just probably wants to protect me. And he
I
wants to-
described how there was we never show any of these combat videos.
Wait, oh, well, all right.
And as of this point, I've showed
Continue.
30 seconds of it. I just want to show the conclusion where he does everything in real time.
And, it might save my life.
And give
I
him a
could be on
karate.
15th Street,
Allow him to do his karate
Brother, if
demonstration.
you watched any other episode, you would get the gist. You would get the fucking karate moves.
Let him do it all in real. You never get to see him do it all in real time like this.
No.
Trust me, and I watch a lot of this. I know what you
I know
see.
you
and never
watch a
see.
lot of this. I can't believe you still watch as much as you do.
I'm his biggest fan. A lot of people.
His tramp stamps and
Dude,
McNeely.
biggest fan, oscillating.
He goes to McDonald's. He's like, "Can I have a McNeely and a?"
Can I get a Billy McNeely? A supersized McNeely.
Supersized.
Very good.
Yeah, thank you.
So you're something else, right?
Like this.
That's good stuff. You're good stuff.
Putting your front finger and thumb together
Psychotic.
in the very soft spot between the neck and shoulder.
We're going to let Billy McNeely
Just
play,
right
everybody.
here,
You need to
like
step
this.
out of the room for a moment.
Oh,
Stretching
God.
both the wrists.
I'll watch
like
it.
this.
Kia.
Going, using the front snap or the side
2025
kick to the
Kia.
corner, like this. Kia. Elbow straight.
You coming by now?
Like this.
Yeah, totally.
Kia.
Dude, Rob,
Kia.
did I tell you about
Deep horseback.
David last
Like
week?
this.
Dude,
Back
he beat
elbow
the
to
shit out of this
side,
chick.
like this. Kia.
I know, I can't
Hammer
believe
fist
he's
to
here
the
right now. I
corner,
thought
like this.
I didn't think he would
Kia.
post bail,
Grabbing the-
but apparently
trying to grab
somehow
the
he got
elbow
out.
like this.
I don't.
Sitting on
Did
the
you
knee,
post it?
twisting
No,
the
dude.
ankle will look like this.
I can't believe he's.
Throwing them on the
Kind
ground
of
will
changes the way I
like
look at
this.
him now.
I can't. This shit's probably pinging. You know, they're probably.
Trapping
You
the
see that thing on his ankle?
Your front ribs with your front foot will look like this.
He cut it off.
I think so.
Using the back foot. to
Oh, this
strike
is the end
front
here.
knees will look like this.
Decent movie.
Kia. Kia. That's how both will look in combat speed.
Thank you, Billy. Big fan.
Thank you for watching my new
Thank you,
domestic
Billy.
violence, self-defense,
Let him wrap it up here.
martial arts teaching video
We've been letting him wrap it up.
for YouTube to all young girls and women.
All young girls and
Practice
women,
this stuff.
practice.
That didn't sound too
This
good.
could save your
What
life.
about twinks and weak men? You don't care about them?
He's from West Virginia. He doesn't even know they exist.
He's like, "Take me home, West Virginia."
Dude, you are a singer.
The weakest,
Sewing
Kelly
machine.
Keller would be like, "You suck."
the scrawniest guy in his town is one of those old-fashioned iron lungs.
Yeah.
He's just in a fucking iron tube,
Yeah, totally.
getting rolled around from the barber to the
They're rolling
grocery
down
store.
hills like in a garbage can.
They put little kids inside the iron.
It's called Iron Fun.
Yeah, they bring him to the carnival.
Hell yeah. Dude, I've been telling people that
You get a ticket. You're like, "Oh, you need 3 tickets to get on the Iron Lug." Timmy.
I've been telling people that I worked for the circus for years, and the amount.
Bearded lady?
Yeah, no. Oh, that's a good one. I always tell my guest ages and weights and shit. People, it's astonishing what people will believe if you just say it confidently to them.
You've said it on this show.
Yeah.
I love it. It's one of my
It's not an
favorite-
unbelievable
Hey, did these
thing that
pants
you
make
got
my
a
ass look
part-time
big?
job.
No, your ass makes your ass look big, Rob.
Anybody, my grandma could get a part-time job. Well, not anymore. R.I.P. But
I was just gonna say, what, dude? Maybe
my
it's
grandma could get a part-time job at the circus.
Doing what?
Anything.
She ain't got the skills
They're
I do,
hiring.
David. She ain't got the skills I do.
I'm just saying, it's not a big lie to say, oh, I worked at a circus one summer.
Well, sorry for bringing
It's
a
like,
little
I
fucking
tricked
fun
you.
to the show.
Yeah,
Let's go back to Billy McNeely saving not real women.
I just want, and by the way, he is saving women.
Women and children.
Oh my god.
And why don't we just hear about, he's going to tell us about
Oh my
surgery.
god, let's let it wrap up for another 40 minutes.
This is the conclusion, and we're getting a little update here. But
Dude, it's an hour and 20-minute video.
It will take, that's the prep package.
Dude, you know what? We're reading this for free. You know, you probably on an info commercial.
Yeah.
Probably Billy McNeely all night long.
We're never going to get to Matt Ferry single today.
Oh my gosh.
It's his birthday. Happy Ferry Kanye
Yes.
West.
Fat Mary, happy birthday.
Next Monday on YouTube,
Get a
I will
tease.
be doing another women's self-defense
Is he
martial
winded?
arts teaching video.
Yeah, he's having trouble getting the words out. He's winded.
Look at that belt. That's not a karate belt. That has a double D. They call them double D. You know where they cinch them up?
Right.
Dude, I think that's
yeah.
It's a cord to a vacuum, dude.
It's a double D belt. I mean, that's with those little tooth things right there. I remember people shooting up when they use those belts.
Oh, I've never shot up before.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm 50, so.
Surgery on my
So it was cool back then? Dude, it was all the rage.
Yeah, totally.
You hear a little about his surgery here. Just
Can't
give us
wait.
hear the update from himself here.
This will be on YouTube next Monday. And tomorrow I'm going to be having laser surgery on
So I can move my hands.
Couple days.
I caught a glance of the snakehead woman, and now I'm half frozen.
The snakehead woman.
What's her name?
Be ready for those
Medusa?
videos till then.
Yeah, yeah.
Till then, see you next time. May God be with those children always.
All right, Billy.
Thanks,
Thank
Bill.
you. Billy McNeely.
But you know what? When I'm getting my ass whooped tonight by like my nephew's little kids, like I'm just like, I wish I would have listened to David to shut up to listen to Billy.
Yeah,
McNeely.
dude, David, I think Billy's just as sweaty as we are in here.
This video is called My New Video on YouTube to
Oh
help
my
all people make whatever dreams or goals come true. You wanted to see that, right?
He said coming true.
This is a Billy McNeely day. Like I said, we're going to take a long break from Billy McNeely after today, so I
Great.
wanted to cover
McNeely and Bob.
the big hits, some big hits on Billy McNeely's channel here. So if everybody needs some inspiration this morning, it's 9:28 p.m. at this point.
Yeah, David had a
Quick moving
stroke.
Troy, I'm pregnant.
You better find yourself some stairs, boy.
Or a rock paper coal singer.
Good thing we're on the second floor.
Most shows are having too much fun.
Sorry, David.
We don't have
We
enough.
have a weird dynamic.
Yeah.
We
We
have a
have
very
fun.
strange dynamic.
We have fun while
like
David
that we're
complains.
I bring in. This is my doing.
Yeah, this is your fault, dude.
I don't know why I complain about
He was
this.
just talking. He was just talking to you up like a mother.
I know, until I get here, then he's like, fuck
This
this,
is my
idiot.
fault. There's a lack of control.
You gonna try to put a saddle on this wild stallion, dude?
What I need to do.
Think
Swing it from the
not.
fan.
The thing is,
The F words are coming out.
if I would have just stopped at the glass mug situation that we covered at the beginning of the show, none of this would be happening. But you give this guy an inch.
And Eve.
And I show you 7. Sorry, David. Didn't mean to steal the thunder.
You should write that down.
Yeah, you should totally. I was gonna say a mile, then you said that.
How do you come up with your material?
You know, it's a long process of jerking off and eating Adderall.
Do you write it on a notebook?
Yeah, I'm actually an old school guy.
I come up with my material. I usually go to the crowded closet or no, Play-Doh closet.
Oh, I usually have a tie around my neck and I'm in the closet.
I had to come out of the closet. I had to build an extra.
You had to build an extra
double wide.
wing?
Good morning, everybody.
Totally.
We're going long today, by the way. I mean, I would like to get through the prep package, but that's probably not going to happen. But we're going to do our best.
So are you a fan of long or wide?
We're at least going to get through Pirate Stew. We're going to get through.
Fuck Pirate Stew. He can fall off the plank.
He'll hear you.
Yeah, right. I'll put a message in a bottle and throw it in the ocean. Maybe then he'll get the message.
He'll be like, a bottle was in the water and the ocean had a message. I'm like, what the?
Call it a watered
It's
down
actually
message.
really good. You do a good Pirate Stew. I do a good Billy McNeely. You should learn an impression.
Oh, dude, didn't I tell you that story? I was hanging out with my buddy in the
Yeah,
backyard.
we talked
the other
about it
day.
last week on the show.
Yeah. My mom thought I threw a party because me and my buddy were doing impressions.
He's just like, there's like 5 or 6 of you here.
Oh, I've been by myself before, and my parents own the building, and they called the people upstairs called, and they said I was throwing a big party, and I'm like, Mom, you know my place is a mess. It's just me.
I'm just here talking with the shadow people.
I mean, at least I realize I'm talking to myself. Does he know he's talking to himself? Yeah, he does. It'd be much more interesting if he didn't, though.
Yes, quite.
That's true.
Anyway, more Billy, please.
Well, I just want to get a little taste.
God, we're over here having the vamp session of a lifetime.
More Billy.
I'm sorry that you have enough inspiration for the day. I don't
have enough perspiration.
Dude, I'm perspiring some inspiration for you, David. Here, come take a whiff.
Isn't it a beautiful day outside? I walked out there the other day. I did a couple mile walk around the studio and got a good feel for the neighborhood.
Holy fuck, that's interesting.
I had my food cooked in a walk yesterday.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why I thought that was so funny.
Look at Billy McNeely peering at you, Troy.
He's looking at my dick.
You should have seen him before, David. He's like this, Billy McNeely. Like, he wasn't joking.
So
no, dude,
he's recovering from his surgery, but he's not going to let his audience down. He's going to continue to put out some inspirational videos.
Why did surgery? Was it from that big fight?
Tommy John surgery.
Right, it was a laser leg surgery.
Oh, really?
It was as he referred to it. It was a laser. Surgery on my leg.
Did someone kick his leg off?
I'm not sure.
He's laying in his grandma's waterbed right now.
Why don't we see if he explains?
But for YouTube to help all people make whatever dreams or goals,
I like the headboard.
They have in life come true.
Looks like it's expensive.
Well, it's an antique. You have an antique store. You're an eye for comedy.
They've always wanted to do with their lives.
For comedy.
But in this one, it'll be about if you have people who don't support
Do you
or
see
believe in whatever dreams
If I was
or
dripping
goals
like
you
that,
have,
you'd fucking lose it.
or they mock or make fun of you. To all people, listen to me very carefully.
Does he hit you when you're not around?
If you have no support from anyone to make whatever dreams or goals you have in life come true, whether it's from family or friends or anyone else, and they mock or make jokes and stuff,
that was
I
us.
think it's impossible for you to do for some kind of reason.
I feel like an ass now.
You know what? I feel just the same.
bad.
He's just going to ignore you, though. Listen to his advice.
Why? Because you don't need their opinion or approval of any kind.
You do need my approval,
He's
Billy.
talking about me.
All you need to do is just always believe, trust yourself always, never give up, and always believe and trust
I could break
yourself
into the
always.
ATM machine.
And now,
I trust myself.
can everybody just listen to that one more time here? Because I pointed this out last week, and I have it side by side in the prep package. I did a little legwork here. I was hoping we'd get to this, an hour ago.
He can't do no legwork because he just had surgery.
Heyo.
Very good.
Thank you, David. I mean, Robert.
So we'll take a little look.
Thank you, handsome David.
Take a listen to his speech pattern here, and then we're going to take a look. He talks just like Zoolander.
Brother, he has the intellectual ability of Zoolander.
He has the same patterns of speech.
All you need to do is just always believe.
He has chapstick on or something.
Trust yourself
It's the sweat
always.
bowling down his
Never
forehead.
give up, and always believe and trust yourself
KY.
always. Also, just keep your mind dedicated and focused on it.
Did you hear how he repeats himself when he talks here? Did you miss it?
Oh, I wasn't listening.
He's been repeating. Even if you haven't, he's been repeating.
He's actually said the same sentence 69 times in a row.
I know, but that's how he speaks, and so I want to put it side by side here.
Don't you think there's other things
that's
that
kind of
are
funny side by side.
ridiculously good looking?
That's kind of funny. How you said.
We'll see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that the world does not revolve around you and your do whatever it takes, ruin as many people's lives, so long as you can make a name for yourself as an investigatory journalist, no matter how many friends you lose or people you leave dead and bloodied along the way, just so long as you can make a name for yourself as an investigatory journalist, no matter how many friends you lose or people you leave dead and bloodied and dying along the way.
Classic.
It's classic, but I swear that's the same pattern of speaking. I want to put those side by side.
You know what?
Great.
This is the funniest
I think
part
you
of
missed
this
it.
segment. Yeah, actually, I did miss it.
So
I would have laughed.
you kind of buried it. I
Well-
tried to set it up, and I let it play, and you heard somebody else speaking
Well,
for 2 seconds.
I'm about to bury my head in the
mentioned
fucking
another
sand, dude.
ex-girlfriend.
Dude, I've got plenty.
Why don't we ask
Which one
you
do you
about
want to talk
that?
about?
Have you ever hit one of your girlfriends?
No, unfortunately not.
You seem like somebody that might be accused of domestic violence or something
Oh,
worse at some point.
accused? Sure. Actually done? No.
What did the jury say?
Never went to court, dude. Settle out of court.
That's not usually a good sign.
No. I've never hit a chick.
Okay.
I wish. I mean, not wish, but I've wanted to a few times, definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah, have you not?
No.
Oh, you're just going to be dishonest on your own show? Okay, whatever.
Well,
I've definitely wanted to punch a bitch in the
when
face
you're
a
in a
few
relationship
times.
for like 12 years, it's kind of.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's statistically improbable
But you know,
that
you don't
want
but
to.
you want to.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I don't let the intrusive thoughts win. though.
Maybe like pick someone up and throw them across the room.
Well, that's crazier than what we're saying.
He's really on picking up dudes
Maybe
today.
push somebody off push somebody.
He's
They're
like,
a little
just
too
push
close
them
to
off
an
a
edge.
ledge,
No,
loosen
I
it
used
up.
to threaten to DMX my one ex.
I used to threaten to DMT.
You never heard of that?
DMT?
You ever seen that movie?
Do it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it off camera.
Okay. Good. Before you get into the subject of the movie, I don't know. What movie
Dude, it's DMX. This chick he was dating kept stealing. Never mind. We'll talk about that later.
You got so far. Your tangents. You should talk to Donald Trump and learn how he does his weave.
It's called the weave.
Right.
Yes. I don't have the right haircut for it.
I voted for him.
I voted for him too.
Billy did too.
I bet.
I got a flag at his house. My house.
Quarters, pennies, dimes, and dollars.
What was
Take
his name?
all that loose
It says-
change
it
and
just
put
says
them in a
Trump.
jar.
Oh, you said flag.
Flag.
Oh, okay. I thought you said. Never mind.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
You guys okay?
Yeah.
We're great.
Yeah, we're
dude.
totally.
What are you two chatting about over there?
Flags.
You're awesome. He's like, I can see why you'd say
What's going on
people love him
live?
the show.
What's going on in the live chat?
They're
Everybody
loving
left the
it.
show.
It's Mr. Hit Your Girl. That's good. You don't realize it now, but this episode is an all-time classic, David.
I'll realize it in next week.
That's all right. You know what? You'll miss me when I'm gone.
Like Coca-Cola Classic.
I'm glad you could make it here. You've been working at this store, but now you're in management because of that F-word compilation.
Yeah, honestly, I'm a manager now. What's up?
They
Where you
loved
working
the
at?
F-word
They gave me a key to the
compilation.
store
They
and
gave him a
everything.
raise.
Where are you working at?
TSC. Tractor Supply, Galena. It's convenient because obviously David knows I'm the king of Galena.
Right.
Like, it's actually a pretty good fit for me.
Like if I get pulled over, I'm like, and they're like, oh.
I wouldn't drop my name. That probably won't behoove you. Actually, maybe a little bit. Be like, yo, dog, rig down at the old TSC. Said, come down here and get a free bag of feed. You let me off.
No shit. Grapes.
Unless the guy's boss hog that's pulling you over, I don't think it's going to
What you
work.
guys doing with that anhydrous tank?
Dog. No, I enjoy it. I'm loving my life right now is going really well. So,
That's awesome.
Good.
That's good.
like I said, on the uptick.
Very good. Billy McNeely.
Billy McNeely.
And always spend your money on more on what you need, such as food.
I said, what's more?
Oh, speaking of food, I got a bunch of feed going on clearance. So if you guys have any livestock or anything like that, hit me up. I'll hook you up.
That's,
Shameless plug.
And less on what you want, like expensive
What is
clothes
happening
or
over
stuff.
there?
Just
I'm just trying to move some feed, baby.
And also,
no chicken feed.
Never give up hope,
got
no
chicken
matter
feed.
what you're going through.
Never give up.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm just gonna keep talking over Billy because this is boring as fuck.
Struggles you're going through.
I don't think you have ears.
Oh, you're right. I'm actually deaf.
You're missing
Oh fuck!
it.
How'd I hear that?
Dude, you know what? I'm going to be getting freaking piped.
Piped down by
I'm
Billy
probably gonna
later.
be getting slapped. I'm probably gonna be getting slapped around, right? They're gonna be like this goo goo, and the other one's gonna be like gaga, and they're just gonna be back and forth. And I'm like, I wish I would listen to David to shut up to listen to Billy.
Maybe I'll skip the INAK stuff today.
I don't know. Maybe we should skip it all and just ramp.
Maybe I should just skip like
To your loo, my darling?
like hopscotch.
Cockscotch. Hey, dude, why don't you frown a little more?
I'm just gonna hit my feet. I got 2 drinks. I hope everybody's enjoying their morning coffee this morning. I certainly enjoyed mine.
Yeah.
It's gone now.
It was okay.
You made it.
I made it.
I had to be back on here when he's here.
Dude, Robert's my favorite guest. I don't know why we ever have David on this show.
Well, I run the computer.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, he's our nerd. Our local nerd.
I'm the producer. I also am the blind guy.
Back to the nerdering with his calculator.
Hey, you know when I met Justin Goldberg, you know, the first like,
Can you see my dick?
It was quite some time ago, but for Halloween we all went to the Ben, or what's that? It's
the Ben Prop.
Yeah, downtown in freaking down. I went as a blind person, and because I didn't know what to go, so I just snapped the golf club off, put some glasses on.
You didn't have to snap the club.
So, dude, but get this shit. I was getting up in the line, dude. I mean, everybody was letting me go because they really thought I was blind.
Hell yeah. That's called stolen valor. Okay.
Not on Halloween.
You know what? Is there a fucking
I walked my car like
loophole?
this, dude, and then somebody see me get in my car and.
That's the biggest loop. That's great.
Yeah, I did too.
You pull up to the bar, you get out with the chains. Oh, what's going on here?
When I left, I did that. I did that. But yeah.
You got to do a Rodney Dangerfield impression while you're being blind.
What a crowd! What a
Hey,
crowd.
I got no sight in here.
I'm
I
talking
got no
about right
sight.
now, but last week I was in rough shape. My wife, I hit her with my car. She said, "Go around." I said, "I don't know if I have enough gas."
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Drive Time David Collins. Happy Hump Day. It's June 11th, 2025.
Yo.
And we have a great show planned for you
David.
today. I figured we'd just start over.
You know what?
There we go.
Fuck yeah.
Why don't we just do a reset here? It's Kanye West's birthday, everybody.
Kanye.
No technical issues today. The mics are working. Everything's on. It's gonna be a fantastic day. Do you want to watch that? Do you want to watch some of Kanye's most viral moments?
As long as there's no McNeely in it.
Over the last 20 years.
Baby.
That's great. We're gonna get to a little Billy McNeely today.
Yo.
And it's actually going to be the last time that we talk about Billy McNeely for a while because we just wanted to wrap it up. He had surgery on his leg last week. I'm not sure if anybody knows that.
Do you think Billy does cameos?
Do you think David's
I don't,
trying to
but we
stall
could
us
get him
so
on,
Billy
we could get him
over
on
here?
Cameo.
Dude, if we get him on Cameo, I want him to sing Kanye's new song to me.
I'm on Cameo. I've been on Cameo for about 6 months now.
I've been
Nobody's
on
ever
Cameo.
got...
Oh my god, I can't. I'm ordering one right now.
I've been
You
on
should.
Cameo for like a month, but she got pregnant. Anyways, I was like, I'm not paying for all this.
Dude. Hey, if we get David to sing, you heard Kanye's new song? No, can we play it on air? No, we probably can't.
No, unfortunately.
Do you know what it's called?
Do you mean about Virgil?
The one you said, neighbor Heil Himmler.
Oh, Heil, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know that song. I'm very familiar. I'm listening to all of Kanye's music.
Yeah, he's really familiar with Himmler.
It sucks because, well, Himmler actually was a guy he was like an upper German
Yeah, that's
general
what I'm
or
saying. That's
whatever.
what I'm saying.
But anyway, just a little fun fact for your fans.
I watched the thing on
I
him
really
yesterday.
want to push you to explain more about
Himmler?
what you know about German history.
Oh, dude, I've been playing a lot of Hell Let Loose. I know a lot.
Okay.
I know about the tank.
White flour.
You know, last week, I'm not sure if anybody caught that.
Someone making donuts. White flour.
Delicious was very funny because he was referencing, the cops aren't supposed to do this. They can't do that. He was giving all these very confident informations about his legal knowledge. And then he said something about the city and state cops. And he says, oh, well, no, I just know that from Super Troopers. So
did you just say meow?
I want to push, push
Nice,
back on, and you're kind of the same way. You say, oh, you know that one Judd Apatow movie from the 2000s? That's why I know about this subject. I think it's a very funny way to
Hey, Favre, do you want to
defend.
go? I bet you do.
It's a good way to obtain information.
A good way to bolster your
You know another good way
knowledge
to
statement.
get information?
What's that?
Shoot them up with some sodium pentothal, and then but
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
this
usually-
when I want to get shit out of my mom, I'm like, hey mom,
I'm going through the prep package here. We're doing the whole show, everybody.
We're doing bring out the whole show.
We're doing the whole show.
Bring out the whole prep package.
I8K was back,
And there's
everybody.
no hole in the show.
He took about a week off of live streaming. Now we were following him in the woods, and then he disappeared again, and I was worried. And then he put out another video after a week of disappearing, and he was in some basement. There were
and then the
clowns
next time
everywhere.
he was Sassy.
Very quick.
He has a picture of Sassy, and they were getting married.
And then he disappeared for another few days, but he's back. He's back to posting in the woods. This video, he's just walking around the dark woods like the Blair Witch
If a
Project,
camera falls in the
ranting.
woods, does it
record?
And another video that we're going to be watching, he's back in the tent.
So
But
I swear David just follows these dudes that have like 3 followers so he can like gain followers for himself. He's like, well, obviously they're going to see that I followed him. He has
we
3
get the whole
followers.
McNeely family?
Yeah.
I only follow people that get about a 5% of views per subscriber. So these people have 1,500 subscribers, 3,500 subscribers, 5,000. You remember that wrestling guy,
Yeah.
WWE Bryan? He had
Yeah.
like 6,000 subscribers.
I actually do the same thing with cam models. I make sure that they don't have barely any followers or viewers. So then I get on there and I'm like, hey, bitch. And then they have to respond. It's like, I'm the only one here, you fat cow.
no one's ever gonna like you.
Yeah,
You read
no
that?
one thinks you're funny or good looking or have a nice beard.
You read that New York Times article too.
Certainly did.
It's very sad. You're locked in. You're an OnlyFans model. You can't get any subscribers, but you do have like 12. And now you're committed. So now you're doing things that you thought you were going to be degrading
I
yourself
wish
for
we had some
thousands of
fans
people
only.
and getting paid for it. But now you're just bringing yourself down to the lowest point for 12 people.
For me.
You know what?
It's very sad.
I think
For
we need
12 tokens.
I think we need fans only right now.
New York
You know
Times
what I'm
did.
saying?
New York Times did a great expose on that.
I didn't see that. I don't read the New York Times. I'm straight.
Well, a lot of people don't know. They have multiple writers there. They
a lot of
they
people
produce
didn't know
fine
David's gay.
articles. Yeah, I was listening to Elon Musk before he got fired or whatever the case happened there, and he was saying, and somebody from the New York Times asked him a question. He said, "Oh, aren't you the same? Don't you write for the same company that wrote this? Whatever."
Expose.
Russiagate probably was what he was referring to, but it's you can't just pick on one person based on what the company did at some point.
That's what South Park says.
Applegate. Oh wait, no, that's that chick from Married with Children.
New York Times, everybody.
She was hot too, dude.
Yeah, she was.
She's still hot.
Yeah, she is.
I'd still put it in her. Shit.
I ain't 8K now.
I'm like,
He's in the woods. He's rancid.
I'm like, are you fertile right now?
Then we're gonna see a little about him.
She's ovulating.
So we're gonna have.
Did you see that thing where this guy follows the WNBA players' menstrual cycles, and when they're on their period, he bets against them and he wins every time?
I did hear something like that.
That's insane legwork, but that's
smart.
It's a payout. Yeah, just so you know.
There might not have been that exact situation, but I heard something just recently.
It's beautiful, actually.
Beautiful.
And honestly, if I was a coach, if I was a WNBA coach, I'd be like, sorry, dude, you're riding the red pony.
If I was a Penn State coach,
Get
though, I'd
out
be
of
like
here,
this.
the cotton bench. You're right.
If I was a coach from Penn State, though, I'd be like, dang. You're in your period? Shoot.
You should have quit it, dang.
You always.
Yeah, I know. I should have.
If you lead Robert to Wallace to water, he'll find a joke.
He'll find you a joke, baby. He'll find you a pun.
All right, I ain't 8K.
All right, great. Let's hear some of this dumbass shit.
Haha, 9/11.
I changed my mind.
I'm sorry, Trey. Did you think you were going to be disappointed?
I did. I changed my mind. I was wrong.
Oh, shit.
Haha, 9/11 happened. Jump, Al Qaeda won. Osama bin Laden was a hero.
You
Go
wanna say
pay
that
back
to Dan,
China.
like, haha, 9/11
You
happened.
cyber pedo bums with
This
credit
guy's a
scores.
rapper.
Go get your legs blown off. Keep allowing people to sound torture and mock me with vehicles for the past 32 months.
So for those of you who aren't following INAK as close as I am, he is being cyber stalked by the government.
Shooting in the same locality.
I'm being cyber
Watch what
cocked.
happens.
Still saying, watch what happens.
But he doesn't even have a
Secret
video.
Service, CIA, military,
DMP,
anybody involved
CIA,
with sound torturing me.
FBI.
You have blood on your hands. You have 18 families' blood on your
Police are
hands.
18.
Remember that.
All right, so everybody, I want to take note of that. He said, by the way, you people that have been sound torturing me, you have blood on your hands. You have 18 families' blood on your hands. I don't know. I think he's been living in the woods, kind of record. He might be up to some funky business.
Maybe he knows what's the Neverland, right? Maybe the what's the
monkey, Mr. Chimp, or whatever the fuck his name is, Mr. Napkins
Well,
or something.
I was implying murder.
murder.
Murder on my mind.
Remember that.
Member.
Haha, 9/11, pussies.
I'm gonna start signing off.
And that's his video.
Fucking pussy.
I'm all hurt.
So that was one of his videos that he posted here.
Call me a
Can you get this
pussy?
guy on the
So
show?
he is back. No, like I've talked about this before multiple times, but he has 3 of my accounts blocked.
Oh
Anybody
my
who
God.
follows him, he thinks is a stalker.
You know what? You are, though. You personally are. You ever seen the people that he follows? Weirdos, and he knows way too much about their lives.
You can see one
I
right
don't
here.
see how you have the time you do to obtain the
I was looking
information
at his-
you
Been
have.
following
Actually-
this freaking panel van last week.
Just this
Yeah,
weekend,
he
I
was
was
trying to give
looking
us
at his
candy.
trailer on Google Maps.
A trailer?
I found it. I found where he lives.
I mean, you know.
Hey, I knew this guy. He couldn't afford the movie, but he sure could afford the trailer. He's a redneck.
You're terrible.
Very good. So we're just gonna let this play here because it is.
What do you want from me?
This video.
These are the jokes, people.
This video here is mostly silent. We could have just been playing this while you two were
Look at that
riffing.
cigar.
Hello and welcome to the
Is that a
visualization.
cigar or is that a freaking
Big
broomstick?
doinks out in Amish.
It's a big blunt.
It's a big
They're
doink.
joints.
Big doink.
He smokes raw, king size often.
Yeah,
Does he have to wear that outfit so that it's just in case the thing blows up? He has a,
No, he's got a poo shiesty on. He's got hittas out there. He's got some ops.
He's got his gator on.
That's what the kids are calling them nowadays,
What are they
Rob.
called?
Ops.
What's that?
Opposition. Yeah. Aren't we all our own worst op?
Are you being serious?
Yeah,
I thought it
100%.
stood for operatives.
No.
What do they use that
That's
for?
very white of you to miss.
Fucking weeds wetter than dingleberries.
Hell yeah.
How does he know? How dingleberries have been at a moisture concentrated at 13% this month.
Yeah,
I assumed that was my balls are sweaty joke that he was making.
No.
He's a comedian.
He's not.
Now that they're in the after hours part of the show, I can make references to his balls. Okay.
Shop at the Kennedy Ball.
Like I said, this is not much. He's just smoking a joint there. There's not a lot of
Excuse
talking.
me, sir. You work here? Could you tell me where the balls are at?
But I wanted to play all of the silence
Yeah.
that he had here.
David would rather watch a dude smoke a joint in a tent than let me and Robert vamp.
No, this is your,
See
this is
right
your
now? What
opportunity.
the fuck?
It's an audio show. But while we wait for, he's smoking a joint, waiting to speak.
That's a big joint.
It's a big doink.
He introduced the video, and now he's just smoking a joint. He does have some things to say. But
Oh my god. Is it?
Oh my god.
I can't wait to see this fucking poet.
Did you just hit me with that cane?
Oh, I have a blind man's stick.
It's called
here.
a switch, dude.
Yeah, because I'd be switched.
No, it's because David's racist.
Yeah, he'll hit me.
INAK smoking a joint. I dream that he'll find this one day.
Oh my god.
He does watch my channel occasionally.
I thought you said you were blocked.
One time, I think I am now, but he did leave a comment once saying, nice voice.
Do you think
I'll
Do you think he would cock block?
you seem distracted. What happened?
Ouija in the chat. He says 6'11" is the new 9/11.
Who said that?
Ouija in the chat. Ouija, shout out my man out here with the fucking quips.
Who's that? Area
Ouija,
code?
he's one of the fans. He is so funny. He used to just rip on me, and now he just fires
before?
missiles into the fucking chat.
Have I seen this guy before?
No,
he's not.
I don't know.
Oh, is he just on? He's not.
No, he's probably really handsome though. He's
Not
super
for
funny.
He's a fan of the show.
I got you. Oh, there's a lot of people that
I
are
don't know,
fans of the show.
6'11".
It's today's date.
Oh, I see.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's very funny.
So me and Ouija are up here. David's down here. we're on some Frasier level
And
shit.
INAK is much higher than everybody. Look at
Yeah,
this.
he wishes.
Look at this.
I can fly higher than a.
Just because you're wearing a pooch dice, it doesn't mean you're down to clown, Charlie Brown.
So he's still recording here. By the way, we haven't stopped this video. He said, welcome to the visualization, and he said this joint is wetter than dingleberries. And now he's smoking, and he's been smoking for about 4 minutes.
And he must
Get
like
to the part where he jerks off already.
on the dingleberries. He's like, this is Kush Dingleberry.
For the audio listeners, he is
OG
back.
Dingleberry.
He is back in his
OG
tent.
Dingleberry.
At some point in this video, during the midst of all the silence here, I think that's coming up, he's going to show the provisions that he keeps in his tent.
This dank Dingleberry.
Which is very
shit.
interesting to me.
So, have you ever smoked a big joint like that? Like the cherry falls out of it sometimes?
Yeah.
And if he only smokes big doinks, how many holes do you think he has in the floor of his tent?
Or anybody else's couches or anything.
Oh my
else.
god. Or his soul.
I don't
or his
believe-
brain.
Yeah, he just someone else's couch. He just set something over top of
Hey,
it.
can I hit that?
Yeah,
So there we can
Oh,
see.
you're the man, Robbie. I love you.
There we can see
I don't
some
know
of the
why David
provisions
talks
he
so
has
much
in his
shit.
tent. Now, IN8K does have vegan chips and clementines in his tent. That's what he prefers to snack on.
So he's gay
we were
and
wondering-
retarded?
We were looking at his hands a couple of weeks ago and noticing how thin his hands are. You crack yourself up, don't you?
Sorry, dude.
You can have that if you want.
Oh, no. That's cool. You're a cool guy.
Go ahead.
I got one at home. I just forgot it because I was late for the fucking.
So he's smoking a joint here.
This is just
Hey,
ode to fucking.
But we were
what is
looking
name?
at his.
Two
We
hippies get
were
married,
looking
they
at
have a kid.
his.
So yeah, Warcraft Rumble is pretty fun.
And then out of nowhere, he just says, "So yeah, Warcraft Rumble's pretty fun."
Just talking about World of Warcraft.
Some game. I don't know. I've never seen it. Never
Try
heard
it out.
You should try it out, Trey. Play it on stream. You
Sounds Canadian.
can get with this guy.
Dude, I would totally do a collab with IN8K.
He's in a tent smoking joints, playing Warcraft Rumble on his
I'm waiting
phone.
for him to blow a hit in front of the dealer and then just disappear.
Dude, Osama used to put videos out from a cave. I mean, times have changed.
Yeah, but you'd be wearing a freaking digital calculator watch.
Dude, did you see that Mark Hoppus from
It's free to play,
Blink-182
too.
is the reason why they found Osama? So he was doing a USO show in fucking Iraq or wherever the fuck it was, and he was like talking to the big up general, and he was like, "Oh, I know how you can catch Osama. You just basically fly planes over, and you do a low frequency, some frequency that is unhearable by a human ear, but it'll pick up on camera." He says you just timestamp it, right? Because he's putting these videos out, and so basically, if you just keep running a grid and time stamping it, then the
There was nobody else putting videos out.
the stream and the
timestamp,
fucking
I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
I think I heard that.
And the guy he said the general's like, actually, I'm going to a meeting at the Pentagon in 4 days. That's a good idea. I'll bring it up. Said 2 weeks later they caught Osama bin Laden.
How did you get here?
What do you mean?
How did you just get to talking about Osama bin Laden's?
I don't know. We've been talking about 9/11, 6/11.
Okay.
Fucking, I don't know.
I don't believe that story, by the way.
Dude, there's an interview
only
that
she's 5'3".
Yeah. So like, who knows if that's actually what happened? But it was funny because he was all like, "Yeah, so
I'm under the
de facto,
impression
like
that
killed."
I'm under the
Osama bin
impression
Laden.
that that's all fake, and Bin Laden died of liver disease. In
Dude, there's
the
videos of
early
him
2000s.
being fucking like beheaded and shit, or not beheaded, but
getting
like
head?
like raped by the fucking Iraqis.
You're talking about Gaddafi.
You know, I'm sure he was
the-
got it too.
and that's Libya.
Dude, I was talking about I was talking about Osama.
Bin Laden?
Yeah,
the
that
one
guy.
that
Osama not Laden.
Well, you're talking about the one that Obama sent in a group of SEALs.
No. That was a Somalian
India.
pirate, dude, and they shot him from the boat.
No, they actually
they sniped him from the boat.
No, they got him on top of a roof or something. Or no, not a roof, but
I rest my case.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
What are you?
You can play it on PC and mobile.
I just said what I'm talking about. What are you talking about?
Don't you remember in 2011 or 2012?
But it wasn't Osama. It was a Somalian pirate king or some shit that they shot off of a boat, sniped him. They were on a boat in the sea and they sniped him.
The Bin Laden raid.
Yeah, the Bin Laden raid.
They dumped him into the sea.
And then they dropped him in the ocean. There's no video of him being
that's
hurt at all.
stupid.
This is all.
You think they would want to see? People would want to see that shit.
The only picture is all of the people in that one room and Obama watching the black screen.
I think you watch weird pornos, dude.
I think you.
What
I think
was
you're
John Holmes'
immensely
last word
confused
before he
about
died? So long.
Oh yeah.
It choked to love us up.
It was bigger when I was younger.
Until I started doing coke.
This never happens.
Just double check the live chat here and just. I want to see I want to hear anybody's reaction to you thinking that the Bin Laden story was a Somalian pirate on a boat.
No, you're telling the wrong story after my story. You're incahooting
I think
them.
I think the Bin Laden. The
Bin Laden raid was done during the Obama administration in 2012.
But then you said
I think it was early in the year. They watched it on a screen. They sent in a seam of seals allegedly.
Seals?
But
that's what I call it.
the grid.
It's Pride Month.
But that grid thing though, you're saying.
Yeah.
That's how they.
Yeah,
they pinpointed they.
Well, that.
But what you're saying then.
Well, the idea that Troy. I said I believe all of this is fabricated. And Troy saying no, we have video of him being raped by a citizen. And I said that doesn't make any sense.
Like drugged through the city streets and shit like that.
I have a picture of him.
That's not accurate. That's not what happened with him.
Well, then I guess I made
I have a picture of him throwing rock salt to somebody.
He was seamlessly dropped in the ocean hours after being murdered by our administration.
They turned him over to the Iraqi authorities. I thought they let them deal with it.
Maybe he just wants to be a gay fish.
Maybe, dude. Kanye. Kanye's gay fish.
Anyway, I'm more shocked by just you
go to pick up ashes and you drop more.
I'm not shocked at all.
Life lesson.
Anyway, I ain't
should have known better after 9/11/2001.
Oh, shoulda.
He's on 9/11 talk. I mean, you and INAK should go back and forth with these stories about what bands.
Honestly, he is way more interesting than Billy McNeely.
Let the
what band
decide.
are you talking about? Oh, Blink-182. Never heard of them, David? What are you, like 50?
No, I think were they big on MySpace?
Dude, they might have. They were big in the MySpace era. So, I'm dating myself.
Is there anything called Guy Space?
Robert from downtown.
INAK smoking a joint. Everybody, will skip a little farther forward.
Don't greedily build tall buildings and force 3,000.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Joint in front of us.
Yeah, dude, don't greedily not share that shit.
Yeah.
Like we've been following his radicalization. He has been ending all of his videos with 9/11 talk.
Just think of a drug dealer at a podcast and he's like, who's following me?
Like 24 years later.
Shameless plug. Hey, dude, I'll be on the corner of 24th and Jackson. Not giving blowjobs anymore. I got weed this time.
What did we learn today,
See my
kids?
boss? He'll hit me. I owe him.
It's David. He's my pimp.
Yeah, he totally.
What did we learn today, kids?
Nothing.
Don't greedily build tall buildings and force 3,000
Don't let
people
your hair grow long
into them.
because you'll get it pulled out
Yeah.
when you get in a fight.
So, honestly, that's why sometimes I think about getting rid of the beard because it's very untactical in a fight situation.
Yeah.
But I'm old and I don't fight anymore. So now it's like.
Sometimes you might have to. I mean, like.
I know. I kind of short. Like, if they can grab a hold of that, that's my fault for letting it get that close.
Like, I'm really not bald on top. I do that on purpose.
Yeah. Just so you can run really fast, right?
No, that's straight natural.
It's aerodynamic. Anyway. Did you want us to keep going?
Well, you just bury the video with your shower thoughts every time.
Yeah, these videos suck, David.
You're right,
You don't even let them.
David.
It waits until the moment that they open their mouth and say blah.
Yeah, well, the moment I hear
insane.
them talk, I go, wow, this is lame.
What
I
is
better
happening?
save the show.
Get back on Adderall.
I'm really loving my uninhibited schizophrenia right now.
Shit.
This show's never stopping, by the way. Nobody
The
has
show's
anything
never
to do
stopping, by
with
the way. The show's never stopping, by the way. I've been listening to that Neely too much.
Yeah.
I've been listening to that Neely too much.
Yeah.
I've been listening to that Neely too much.
Oh yeah.
I've been missing.
Well, he doesn't repeat himself like that.
Oh.
He does a full sentence, and then he says another sentence, and then he says that first sentence again. He speaks in a ABA poetry stanza.
I thought you were gonna say ACAB, bro. I was about to get out of here. Get out of here. You get out of here with that shit, David.
Look at that cute smile.
Back to
You're
blue.
out of bounds.
Back
He's
to
out of
blue.
bounds.
And you know what? These riots, they're out of hand.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds, out of pocket.
I ain't day, everybody.
I got a hole in my pocket.
I got a hole in my
Stick
pocket.
your hand in my pocket.
Craig's taking over the show.
Dude, Craig needs to get out of there and stop throwing bricks through people's windows.
Who's stacking these pallets of bricks?
Who's stacking these pallets of bricks? The real questions are being asked now.
There's Matt Ferry. We already talked about that.
No.
You know, in America, you can sue over almost.
Oh, excuse me.
this fucking idiot.
Pirate
Yeah,
Stew's here,
Jesus.
everybody.
God. Hey, Pirate Stew, why don't you go to the riots? You fit right in.
Why don't you go to a Pantera mosh pit?
What you gonna do with all them bricks? All them bricks up on that pallet. I'm gonna throw them through your window.
It's 8:15.
Bring bricks to the yard.
By the way, I have like 20 minutes of the next episode of David Collins' 30-minute hour show. We're going to start at the end of the episode today. It's episode 5 with Jameson Cox.
Oh my
I'm going
god.
to play that entire video here at the end of the
David,
live.
show us your tits.
Yeah, David.
Why don't we finish the show today with a little pirate stew?
All right, let's finish with a not funny Pirate Stew joke.
Are you gonna
Hashtag
I'm always just
again.
confused when at the end I'm like,
Would you let him
Honestly-
get through the joke?
Yeah, I will let him get through the joke. He's like 1 for 7 is basically his record with me. Like 1 out of every 7. It's like, huh,
What percentage is that?
not good.
the other ones weren't bad. I just didn't understand them.
Yeah, because they weren't good. That was the funniest Pirate Stew joke ever written.
Pirate stew, everybody. Why don't we give him a chance?
Oh, give him a chance.
This joke is called
Pirate Stew PS.
Can You Legally... What was this joke called?
He created.
No, in America, you can.
Can you legally sue for anything? Pirate stew.
Yeah, if you're Jewish.
You know, in America, you can sue over almost anything.
Sue
As a matter of fact, there's a guy that sued Smart Water for not making him smart.
Wasn't you?
Well,
I'm just kidding.
I'd like
Shut
to
up, man.
announce my lawsuit against Thin Mints.
What, you ruin his punchline? You stepped all over it.
No, I didn't.
Thin Mints? Why were they thin? Because he stepped on them?
Oh, Robert, coming in to save the fucking day.
What is happening?
You know, basically what's happening is you put this idiot on here that talks shit to me, and don't get the rig dogs barking, Pirate Stew. You want me to get the rig dogs on the case? It's Junkyard Dogs. You don't want it.
Let's give him one more here. Pirate stew,
let's
everybody.
give him another one.
This one's just for you,
Dude.
Troy. This one's called "Can Women Make Good Financial Planners?"
Okay, you know what? He might be reeling me back in.
Also, I thought that Thin
I'll
Mints
give him a
joke was
chance,
very
I'll give him a
funny.
chance.
Yeah, you laughed really hard.
I thought it was very funny.
Oh, I'm glad for you, dude.
Good luck.
David has a weird way of laughing.
I guess.
Pirate stew.
We all have a goofy laugh.
I think this is a good threesome.
Oh, dude, this is the best threesome I've had in a while.
Heck yeah.
Less dudes than normal, though. Yeah.
Pirate stew, everybody.
Pirate Stew.
Styrate poo.
Named Dan, and Dan worked for his father, and his father was pretty wealthy, and he knew that someday he was going to inherit his dad's fortune. And Dan wanted two things in life. He wanted to learn how to invest all the money he was going to end up inheriting, and he wanted a wife, someone to share all that money with. So one night he was at an investment seminar, and he saw the most beautiful woman he'd ever seen in his life. I mean, she just took his breath away.
She's there picking up dudes.
And
She takes her breath away. She's
he
choking
wasn't
somebody.
real sure, but he walked up to her and he said, "Hi, my name's Dan, and
And I'm
I may
retarded.
not look like much, but my father's going to die in a couple years, and I'm going to inherit $20 million." Well, that intrigued her, and she took his business card, and 3 weeks later, she became his stepmother, proving that women are much better at
She married
financial
his dad.
planning than men.
You basically just explained sluts
I don't
to
know
us.
if that's
Thanks.
exactly. That's just
Cool.
It was a financial planning joke.
That was a joke? Where was the punchline?
That was a joke?
Yo.
Shit.
You two have no sense of humor.
Women be shopping, right?
That's not even a sense of humor.
When was the last time you two laughed?
Dog, never. We don't. Jeez. We actually are not fans of comedy and or anything funny.
This is the comedy room? Oh my god, I'm supposed to be in biology.
Yeah. I thought this was a news show.
Anyway.
Hey, Pirate Stew, you suck.
Thanks so much for joining the show today, guys.
Yeah, no
but
worries,
you know,
dude.
Pirate Stew, I will say, how many years has he been doing this?
Yeah, actually, I want to take it back. You do suck, but
he sucks persistently.
Yeah, consistently.
Consistently, yeah.
And you know what? I can't knock you for doing whatever you do, but I can. Consistency. Kanye.
Yeah.
There we go, people.
Anything going on in the live chat? Why don't I jump in the Discord here?
Yeah, Ouija says, tell the joke slower, Pirate Stupid. He didn't say Pirate Stupid. That was a bad joke. I liked it as soon as I said it. Pirate Stupid.
Pirate Beef Stew.
Pirate Beef Stew, dude. Smells like a fart. Tells us joke like an idiot.
I think his joke was stupendous.
Yeah, there we go.
Got any more stew riffs, everybody?
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Jumping in the Discord here, if anybody wants to comment on the show, I'd love to hear what anybody else thought
in
of
the
today.
studio.
It's out of control.
Yeah.
I lost all control of the show here, Simon. The general, you hear that?
Oh,
Dig,
yo,
everybody.
someone's in? Oh.
What is Pirate
That's just
David's
me.
in the chat, guys. David's in the chat.
What does Pirate Stew call his place that he does this podcast? A Pirate Studio.
You dude, you bastard.
Studio.
Pretty good.
What kind of car does he drive? A Studebaker?
That's right.
I like that.
Yeah. Don't stew on it.
That Studebaker joke was pretty astute of you.
If he had a bad English accent, he would say, "You better be studying."
I like that.
Because he looks like he looks like he's probably ninth grade, maybe. I'm just kidding.
Ninth grade in 1954.
If he's watching, I didn't mean that. I do remember the guy that went to Central that was like 20.
Oh, I do have one more thing on my note card here.
Yeah.
About fights. Anybody have any fight stories?
Fight stories?
I've got some fun fight stories. I bet you got some
I thought I
wild
might
ones.
talk about I had a fight club in high school.
You did not.
I did. We can talk more about it. I can give you some more details
give us
if I
some
had a
insight.
yearbook in front of me here, but
But he always told him to swing first.
Yeah, we want names, David.
there was a man. I know it's going to be tricky to do the names.
It was all
here.
women. It was him and a bunch of women.
His mom taught him to swing first, though.
There were
Billy
two men.
McNeely.
One was not athletic, but he said that before he came to our high school that he was a wrestler, and the other one was a large football player. And they were going to fight each other just for kicks, just to settle. I bet I could beat you up. I bet I could beat you
Yeah,
up.
so
So we went to a bike trail first, and we were looking
Rode
at this
some
bike
bikes.
trail, and we were uncomfortable with the public setting there.
Yeah.
So we ended up finding a good place in the woods that had a
Something
clearing,
that'd take longer
and we
than-
did the first 2 fight clubs there and became official. And then we went over to that large football player's backyard for the last one, the third one. And boy, there must have been 25, 30 people there. We're all taking turns. We all start at a big circle and then take turns. Everything was very fair. And it was a lot of... but the
won?
craziest
Who
story
won?
from that, it was this one man.
Who won?
His name was Cooper. I'll say that much. This one man's name was Cooper, and he was a football player. And he had to fight this nerd named Alex. And this guy, Alex, was not very popular. He wasn't even that nerdy. He just didn't have a lot of friends. And he wanted to fight too. He was going to try to get himself in the
Get
thing.
some street cred.
So
Stab a motherfucker. You'll never have to fight again.
Oh, I mixed up the people here. Anyway, the Alex the nerd gets uppercut once and then needs a tampon stick up his mouth because his nose is broken. It was pretty tough. He tried to bob, and he bobbed right into an uppercut.
And he weaved.
He tried to bob on his mouth.
That was pretty exciting. That was probably the biggest
Like a
hit
circus show?
of the day. There was a man named Cooper that didn't want to fight, but he was pressured into it, so he just form tackled his opponent and started wailing on him from above until so they said it was over, and he said, I'm so sorry, I didn't want to do this. He felt he was pressured into it, and he just had to beat this guy up. He said I wanted to end it as quickly as possible, and he really did.
I like going over somebody like, you know what he just said about you?
But the most exciting fight was this man named this trumpet player who was also a football player fought that first wrestler that I had mentioned that started the first fight club with us, and this trumpet player
Louis Armstrong?
teed off on him in his head, teed off on him for 3 minutes, broke the guy's nose, broke his hand. The next day he had baseball practice, threw a baseball, his hand shattered. So he damaged his hand so much in his fight, it broke his hand. But he teed off on this guy. He would not go down. He would not stop. Eventually tired out and got himself headlocked by this wrestler. and ended and lost the fight.
Oh, man.
But it was the craziest thing. It was 4 minutes of this man just getting wailed on in the face and the chest, and then eventually powered through and got talking about
what you can do
inspiring.
with technique, you know. It's like
that's
just little.
But I had a bit of a fight club there in high school. I was part of that initial
freestyle,
starting
freestyle,
there.
Greco.
Big facilitator. It was a lot of fun.
Sounds like
Anyway, that's I had my note card if anybody wanted to talk fights.
That was on the card tonight.
That's on the fight card.
To fumble,
dude.
Wait, what football team sucks? Let's get ready to fumble.
I also thought it was a good opportunity there
Dude.
to stall in case anybody wanted to call in the Discord.
I'll give you a fight story. One time I was in Durango, Colorado. I used to hustle foosball.
I know somebody. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so then I didn't have my ID on me, so I gave the bouncer $20 to let me in. I was like, dude, chill. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to play some foosball, chill. Well, the night goes on. I'm like hustling all these dudes. I get this guy. He's into me for like $350. And I'm like, all right, look, I got to get out of here. How about you just give me $50? We'll call it even, and I'm going to dip. And he goes, fuck you. And I was like, what?
I just dropped it down. But
yeah, I just dropped 300 on you.
Yeah.
Like, I said, what? And I was like, what? He goes, well, I said, fuck you. I'm not paying you anything. And so I was like, are we going to have a problem?
Yeah.
And he took a step towards me. He goes, yeah, we got a problem, motherfucker. And I thought to myself, well, you better hit him before he hits you. So I reeled back and I hit him as hard as I fucking could. He went flying back like an 80s action movie, dude. Crashing through tables.
Like this and the ball went in?
Dude, boom, nailed him. He was there with like 4 of his buddies. And I was like, great. So I like turn, I'm like ready to get my ass kicked.
Yeah.
No one did anything. His girlfriend gets in my face like, none of that. We ain't having none of that. I'm like, fuck you, bitch. I didn't even want to punch him anyway, dude. He owes me $350.
Yeah.
Just then.
Did you have to hit the woman?
No,
Not to jump to the
she was up in
good
my
part.
face, but before I must have raised my fist and went like, "Fuck you, bitch," because as soon as I said that to her, that big black bouncer scooped me up, and started shaking me like a dog.
No shit.
And I was like, "Dude, chill! I didn't want to punch him. And as he's carrying me out of the bar, I look over. The bouncer I gave $20 to let me in. I said I wasn't going to cause any trouble.
Shoot.
It's like,
he's like, what the
bro, what
shit,
the
dude?
hell? And I'm like, I'm sorry.
Not only did you cause trouble, you caused the worst trouble in the whole year.
I was like, I'm sorry, grab my book bag and my coat. So he actually goes and grabs it for me, gives it to me. I'm walking down the street thinking, dude, we're in Durango. Like, there's no Uber at the time. There's no cab.
There's Durango.
I'm like walking down the street like, all right, I'm about to get stabbed and jumped or something like that. That was the night I quit hustling foosball in foreign towns by myself. Yeah.
Troy rigged it.
That was a fun fight story for you.
It was good.
My buddy was in Chippewa Falls, and he's really good at foosball.
Yeah.
And there's this guy that was like ranked or something. And
I'm ranked.
His girlfriend was watching, this other, and my buddy just kept on beating him one after.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, "Oh no, one more game."
Dude,
and his girlfriend's like, "Let's go," and he's like, "One more." And they got in a big fight, But yeah, we didn't know who they were.
Yeah, he got emasculated in front of his old lady.
Fuck, it was over foosball though.
Yeah. Foosball has caused fights, dude.
I know people that had tornado foosball tables in their house, and they'd be playing for like days.
Yep.
Days.
Tornado or
Days.
nothing, dude.
Troy used to practice by himself. How insane is that?
Yeah. I've got videos of it. Like, I would set the table up at an angle and just fire shots into the goal.
My buddy was like just that.
Yep. I'm a pull shot, not a fucking. Yeah, I don't fucking do that. I'm legit. I'm old school.
Yeah, I'm not legit on the
It's more about finesse than actual power.
Yeah.
And you can skank them in there, dude. It's nice.
Did you say skank?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice,
I love it.
nice.
Well, I think we'll wrap up with that, folks.
Right on.
What a great day. Happy June 11th. Remembered in infamy.
Remember 6/11. Never forget. This is going to be the greatest episode that you've ever had on here, David.
We'll see. I'm not sure. I'll put it on the audio platforms, though, and I usually let them be the judge.
I will say, David, I was at home and I wasn't going to do much. I'm glad
Remember, well,
Dude,
it's always a pleasure to see you.
It's
In
always
fact,
a pleasure.
we're still going to be working on your documentary. I understand that things are a little more intermittent than I might have anticipated initially. But, we want to connect with you. I want to spend a few days with you, starting with I want to take a drive around town. And we'll take some of your spots and just see you talking about what's outside. We'll get some B-roll with you in the
see
car.
that right there? That's where freaking... First time I ever freaking... I was like this, And I told him, I was like, tell me when you... And he didn't. And next thing you know, I'm like this.
Oh, my God.
And then, like, someone's like, milk does the body good. I'm like, what?
And then at the end of June through the beginning of July, Ryan Graham will be back spending a little over a week in town.
Oh, my
so
God.
maybe we'll be able to spend a few days full seeing your house or seeing
when
where
Ryan
you
was at
go
my
on a
house, I told him to go
day-to-day.
use. I told him to go use this bathroom that's like just Excuse my language. I mean, it looks like a frat bathroom, and then like worse than that. And I'm like, when I let him use it, I'm like, all of a sudden I realized, I'm like, oh my God, he's in that bathroom. Oh, shoot.
Beauty.
So I had to make sure I said something. He's like, yeah, no, it looks like someone got murdered in there.
Oh.
Right. So we want to see more of that.
Yeah.
And some of your day to day. I want to see you working on your car. I want to see,
Yeah, I heard you were like wiring up a muffler or something.
Then we'll do our interviews.
Still,
we'll do our interviews. We'll
down a
hear
little
about your past, and maybe even meet some of your family and some of your friends if possible.
I'm Todd Basinger's personal mechanic. I could help you out if you need.
Spend some time.
As long as your name's not Todd Basinger also.
Well, no, it's not.
So that'll be a lot of fun.
Lots and lots
We're
of
going to
fun.
end the show today like we always do with an episode of David Collins' 30-minute half-hour show, starting back from the beginning. We're on episode 5 now, and we're starting it. It's with Jameson Cox, friend of the show. A couple weeks ago, we watched him on Chicago Roast Battle. He's now a New York City comedian and D.C. comedian. He kind of spends a lot of time in that Northeast area, and that's where he lives with his wife, Doctor.
Beautiful.
Yeah, he deserves that, though. He's great. He's a good guy.
Yes, he does.
And that's Jameson Cox.
I like
We're going
him
to
a
see
lot.
that
He's
interview
cool
on
dude.
David Collins' 30-minute half-hour show. Do you guys have anything else to kind of wrap up the show today? It's been a lot of fun. A range of emotions, I'd
Jameson
say.
Cox.
But, hey, it all starts as soon as I wake up, and that's kind of the excitement of the show.
Wake up, wake up.
Thanks for joining the show today, guys. All shout out to the chat. It was fire. You guys are awesome. Ouija, March Mouse, you guys are killer. Hit me up on Instagram, Egrig, TRigs3137 on Twitch. And if you need that feed, you know who to call.
Robert Wallace.
Yeah.
Yeah, word.
Drive safe, drive hard.
Drive safe, drive hard.
What is that?
30 minutes.
What is that?
Show with David Collins.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of David Collins' 30-minute half-hour show. I'm your host, David Collins. I'm very excited for today's episode. First, I want to thank everybody that's been listening. I'm very excited for the reach that we found. And it's not only people down there in my old market area, it's not only people here in Iowa that's finding the show, it's turning into a national, even international audience. It's getting so big, I can't even tell you right now what you might be listening on. That's how big the show is getting right now. I do have a correction from last week. We strive to be honest, trustworthy, factual, and we need to correct this. It's from a game, too, and we want those all to be fair. So I apologize if this affected anybody's ability to get the answer right. Last week, we had a question where the answer, we called it Blue Moon. It was actually, the answer was Blue Movie. It's an Andy Warhol erotic film, so I apologize that we called it Blue Moon. It's actually Blue Movie. On that same note of quality, we're still looking on getting new people involved on the team, some people in production, so we can avoid those errors. Somehow it went through all the editing process, and nobody on the team caught it, so we'd like to get a few more people on there. We've gone through a few interviews this week already for a co-host spot. You've heard a couple auditions. We're going to get somebody in studio next week to actually be on the show, auditioning as a co-host. So we're going to see how that goes, and we're going to do that a couple of times maybe. One thing I wanted to address today, a listener had sent me this clip. Apparently, we're kind of being watched by some haters right now. We might be on a list to get a little negative attention. So he brought this to light. I appreciate you bringing it to my attention. I'm not even going to mention the name of the show. We don't want that type of negativity, but we'll go ahead and take a listen to the clip.
You're reviewing me. I mean, you're not reviewing some stupid fuck that's picking corn in Iowa now, are you?
Ooh, they don't boo nobodies. The old, they don't boo nobodies. And we are doing that Iowa guy next week.
Yeah, we do that all the
That's
time.
actually the teaser.
So even if it's negative attention, still might be good publicity. They send some of their listeners over to us. Maybe they'll just end up being our listeners too. So appreciate you bringing that to my attention, though. It's a gloomy day in Iowa today. One of those days that make me wish I was back in Manhattan. But it's also a great day because it's also one of those days that make me wish that I made the decisions that led me to be here. I'm right now in a green room of the Lucky Cat Comedy Club in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I'm looking at a sign right now that says Aloe Means Green Room. So we know we're on our way up here. The comedy community here has really embraced David Collins' 30-minute half-hour show, and we have an exclusive guest today that has not been seen on virtually any other podcast. So it's really exciting to get him in here. Before we get into the show, color of the day. Today's color of the day, chartreuse. Today's color of the day, chartreuse. One of the few colors with a name more beautiful than the color itself, chartreuse. Sponsor of today's episode. I really appreciate this. Like I mentioned last time, these sponsors are what allow us to keep David Collins' 30-minute half-hour show commercial-free. So I appreciate this week
Hillside Cafe, located at 2307 Stag Hill Road in Manhattan, Kansas. Casual American and Mexican grub offered in an unpretentious restaurant with down-to-earth decor. Hillside Cafe offers free delivery and delicious indoor dining. I love this place, and I'd encourage anyone who's in the area to go down and try their Taylor Special. Hillside Cafe, thanks for thinking of me and reaching out. I've been thinking of you. And if anybody wants to reach out and be a sponsor on the show, send me an email to dc30minutehalfhour@gmail.com, and we can talk about what kind of packages we have for the sponsors on the show. Today's guest, I'm very excited to announce, he's a bit of a mover and shaker in the area here. I want to introduce to the David Collins audience today, Jameson Cox. Welcome to the show, Jameson.
Hey, thanks so much, David. It's a real pleasure to be here. Real pleasure to be here. What was the name of that podcast that you played earlier?
That was a show. I'm not even sure. I'd have to go back and look at the email, actually. I didn't want to bring it to light. It's negativity that we don't need on this show.
It sounded good. It sounded professional.
They are professional, but they do a lot of hating, and we don't.
I mean, are they professional haters?
You could say that. Can you make an industry out of professional haters?
Hey, check out my YouTube comment section and you tell me.
We're going to get right there. Do you have a YouTube? We don't have that in our credits here. Jameson Cox is a host of a podcast called SoundCloud Rappers.
That actually is canceled.
It's canceled. Bad blood with the co-hosts.
Yeah, one of them died. The other one moved to Texas.
Oh, well, they used to solve.
She's not dead, but.
Is that, we wanted to get into this too. This is going way off the rails, and I knew that's how it was going to do. This guy's a wild guy that we have in here today.
I'm a wild one.
And we came into his home base, so we got to be a little careful. They used to solve politics, run for their lives, and chill everything out. And you could find them, and you could still find some of their old episodes at redcircle.com/shows/sound-cloud-rappers.
We're also on Spotify and iTunes.
Oh, that's great that you were able to get your shows on there.
Yeah, all you had to do is submit it.
He's also a big guy in the area. No pun intended.
Hurts.
He books, organizes, and hosts many shows around Eastern Iowa. You can follow him and his career Tate on Instagram. Also reach out if you're looking on getting any shows in the area. He's definitely a guy to talk to.
Can I ask you a quick question? Is the team that told you it's hard to get on Spotify and iTunes the same team who did the guest research?
Incidentally.
Because the Instagram, I'd like you to erase that. That's my personal Instagram for friends and family. My professional Instagram is Jameson Cox.
We'll edit that out. Editor?
It's a hard job to edit.
Really? You're not doing a podcast anymore? Are you working on any new projects right now?
Yeah, I'm on a new podcast we're probably going to cancel it soon, but right now we're still doing it. It's called Poor Things.
Poor Things?
Yeah.
Is that, you can find that on Spotify?
You can find that on Spotify. That's on Spotify, iTunes, iHeartRadio. National syndication on iHeartRadio. You're on iHeartRadio, right?
Hey, that sound means it's time for our first game. That's great. I'm excited. And now, hopefully our team got this correct. You're from Florida, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Because our first game is based on that. Our first game is called Find the Fake Florida Man.
Okay.
We're going to go through Florida stories, some news stories from Florida. A couple of them are true. One of them is going to be false. It's a little two truths and a lie. You're going to have to figure out which of these Florida stories are untrue.
I'm excited to prove
Are you ready to play Find the Fake Florida Man?
Let's find them.
Great. I'm excited for this game. Well, at least my research team was able to get one thing right today. You do have the questions in front of you here, but I'll go ahead and read. This is Find the Fake Florida Man. Round 1, letter A. We're going to go through 3 of these. Is this true or false? We're going to go James Gauss, age 34, was discovered by a deputy who saw his foot sticking out of the bottom of a porta potty. This man was stuck. When the deputy opened the bathroom door, they found the man with fentanyl and a syringe. A little typical. Could be true. The porta potty's a little weird. Let's look at the second one. Jeff Stoll, age 65. What started as a routine traffic stop ended with this officer discovering 400 kilos of illegal alligator meat hidden underneath his back seats. That must have been the happiest police dog in Florida that day.
I bet.
The third one, Janiyah Douglas, 26. She was on a mission, and so was that cop. An officer noticed her speeding down the road and attempted to pull her over. She refused and was eventually driven off the road. When asked why she did not pull over, she told officers getting arrested has been on her bucket list since high school.
That's tough.
Now, Jameson, we have 3 stories there. Which of those 3 do you think might be fake? 2 of them are true, 1 of them are fake. What do you think?
Well, I think C, Janiyah Douglas, is the fake one.
Janiyah Douglas. It does sound like a tough name here. Let's go ahead and see. Are you correct? Oh,
That means wrong. That buzzer sound meant that's the fake one.
That's the incorrect answer.
Okay.
The fake one is Jeff Stoll, 65, a routine traffic stop. That story's just made up. This should be right in your ballpark. You know, last week we asked comedy questions to our comedian guests, and this week we're asking Florida questions to our Florida guests.
How'd the comedy questions with comedy?
He did well on the
go?
last one, so maybe you'll get this one here. He didn't do well leading up.
How many rounds is there?
We only, for a fake Florida man, I think we only got 2 rounds today.
Oh, okay. So no warm-up round.
No, that was your warm-up round there. We're going to go ahead and try the second round. A little different than arrests this time. Round 2. The first one private plane owner had a bucket list item of his own to check off. In 2015, radar tracked a private plane over Lakeland, drawing a penis in the air. Florida, huh?
That's Florida.
The second one, leading up to the 2016 election, people were doing anything to encourage others to vote. You remember that. One Tampa Bay man was reported to have written anti-Hillary messages underneath hundreds of crabs. Or is it the third one? A restaurant in Orlando wanted to try their own new secret recipe. This Kentucky Chicken and Grill was shut down after reports of, quote, homegrown beef was being served to the customers.
Quick question on the copy. It says the Kennedy Chicken and Grill.
Did I mispronounce that?
Either you mispronounced it or this team you have messed up again.
Yeah, I might have said Kentucky Chicken. That's an easy little faux pas there. It was Kennedy Chicken and Grill.
Oh, it was supposed to be Kennedy Chicken.
It must be because...
So maybe your team's fine. You're the problem.
Find the fake Florida man. It's not the team. It sounds like you. I think you're giving yourself a little extra time on this question here.
I'm going to go with B. Right at the buzzer, B.
Let's see. Was it B? You were in time. Oh, it wasn't B. What could it have been? Oh, I guess it was that one. It doesn't matter if it was Kentucky or Kennedy because that was just made up entirely.
Well, you threw me off by mispronouncing, so I really think that should be a speed round, but... You know, I understand that you probably aren't prepared for that.
You know, maybe we'll just say you have 1.5 losses on that one. Thanks for playing. Did you Find the Fake Florida Man?
It was okay.
That's a good game. I'm glad we're still able to come up with these games. You know, one thing you can say about the staff, always able to come up with a new game to play on the show. Now, Jameson, you have your own podcast. Apparently you have a couple that we've never heard of. You keep them a little secret, and we also don't see you on a lot of other podcasts. Is there a reason for that?
I don't like them.
You don't like podcasts?
Don't like podcasts very much.
The genre of podcasts? Because, you know, I'm a big fan of radio. I've been radio for 10 years.
I'm more of a radio guy. It'd be fun. I was a little thrown off. I thought this was a radio show.
No, unfortunately, I've been off the radio since April 2022.
No, I used to listen to your show. This isn't that?
This is not that, no. And how would you have listened to it?
I travel a lot for comedy. I find myself in Manhattan, Kansas on a regular basis.
That's interesting. What clubs do you work there?
There's just one called the Chuckle Hut. It's pretty good. Have you not been?
I've never been to the Chuckle Hut. No, I've only been to Stanford and Sons Comedy Club.
I hear you've started doing stand-up. Is that true?
I actually started 10 years ago at the Stanford and Sons Comedy Club.
But here, you started doing it around here now.
I've dabbled in stand-up for about 10 years now.
I bring this up I hate to interrupt you on this, but I'm going to...
No, it's fine.
Next time
people interrupt each other all the time. You speak, you're the
Next time I go to Chuckle Hut, why don't you come open for me?
That would be phenomenal.
Are you back in Manhattan?
I would love to do that. In fact, we're kind of jumping a little bit, but I wanted to ask you what makes a good comic?
Not answering that question.
You think just answering that question will make you a good comic? I was looking for an answer to that question.
Asking it also.
Well, the reason I asked
puts you in the wrong direction.
Because I want to see if you were able to identify what a good comic sounds like, or what a good comic writes like. I thought we had it's not one of the games today, but I came up with this little idea. I thought I'd run by you since you're a very respected comedian around here. I don't know how you're not getting on these shows, how people aren't paying you to be on these shows. Everybody has positive things to say about this guy.
That's what I thought.
So I have 2 jokes here. One of them is written and told by a professional comedian on his 2021 stand-up special.
Okay.
The other one is a joke that I wrote.
Okay.
And I want to go by both of those and see if you could figure out which one is which.
Okay. Do you want me to first tell you which one is the true comedian?
If you could guess the comedian too.
No. I mean, who has the comic's heart of what it will take to be a good comedian? I bet I can tell by the joke.
Well, that's great if it's a little twofer. Although this gentleman is doing pretty well for himself, and I think he's hilarious.
I'll be the judge of that.
Let's go ahead and check these. For the first joke here, you'll go ahead and try out which one is it. I called the suicide hotline the other day. Hell, if these guys are gonna get any sales.
Very funny.
There's a joke.
That was funny.
Now, it might be mine. It might be a professional stand-up comedian's. Let's go ahead and see if you can tell by this next joke which one's which. Next joke. This woman offered me a Mexican cookie. I said, what's a Mexican cookie? Like a chocolate chip with salsa all over it?
That's good. Did you write that joke?
Which one do you think? I might just take credit for that one.
That second one with the salsa on the cookie.
Do you like that salsa?
That's a funny joke.
That's a great joke. Can you guess that comedian? It's one of my favorite comedians, actually. He wasn't in the scene until the last few years.
God, Dave Chappelle? He wasn't in the scene until the last few years?
Last few years. He's a newer comedian.
That's not a legend. That's not a legend. That's not one of the thousand.
He's becoming a legend. You know, he's got a crazy fan base. We were talking about haters earlier. This guy has got a fan base of both haters and people that love
There's only 1,000 real comedians in the world. And this guy must be in the top 10. I don't even know if it's a guy. Maybe is it Sarah Silverman?
It was Brendan Schaub.
Oh, he's a dude. Great guy.
Are you a fan of him too?
Great guy. Never met him.
That's great. Do you listen to Fighter and the Kid?
And dude, anyone can wear a flannel shirt and talk about their penis and be funny. But Schaub's at kind of a higher level. It's more of a thinking man's comedy. And you can tell by how he dresses and like matches his shoes and everything. Honestly, I only like 5 comics, and Schaub is one of them. I'm surprised I didn't know that joke. What special was that off of? The Showtime one?
No, his YouTube special, Gringo Poppy, which I wanted to ask you. A lot of these comics now, are they putting out these specials on YouTube? It seems to be more advantageous. Have you ever
because I was smoking better weed than ditching?
Yeah.
Some of you guys out there with the tractor and rotor mower,
do you got
mowing
that
down weed for hours a week. I'm like,
it on YouTube.
Don't they take that stuff down and turn it into Delta?
Hemp and shit.
The Delta. No, the Delta.
Oh, the Delta?
Yeah, I mean, they can transfer.
I mean, they can.
You have
Vimeo and Rockfin.
Have you filmed any of your jokes?
Yeah, like on a pretty good setup, similar to yours. I just on my cell phone. It's the iPhone XS Max, so it's pretty good. Is that your cell phone?
I'll just let it.
Oh, okay. It is distracting. I feel like I was really.
I could just edit this out. This happened last week too. It's very frustrating.
I feel like we're really getting somewhere good.
I'll just try it.
I'll wait it out. Let me know when the phone's done.
Yeah. Hello?
Hello again, Mr. David Collins.
Oh, it's you again.
Yes, it's me, the gas cap criminal. I went to the Quick Trip in Brooklyn, Iowa this morning, and found the gas cap was right where I left it.
This is stupid. Nobody could have figured out a Quick Trip in Brooklyn, Iowa. Can I just have my gas cap back?
You'll have to find it first. Here's the next clue. On the banks of the Ohio, I can be found. In the city where the Reds play ball all year round. My gas station is off exit 6, you see. It's a perfect pit stop for you and me.
This is messed up, man. You're in Ohio now? I'll never find this gas cap.
You better try harder. I'll be moving it again next week. It's up to you to find it.
Wait. He hung up again. This guy, he's been harassing me. He stole my gas cap last week. He said something about Ohio. If anybody wants to go back and listen to that clue, I'd really appreciate it. Apparently, he moved the gas cap. It's very frustrating. We have a thing. We'll get back to the interview here. I'm sorry that he had to interrupt the show. Maybe I'll just take that out and stop indulging this guy because he's clearly
but you need your gas cap back. So if you take it out, how are the people going to help? What are you going to not have a gas cap?
Jameson's right, and he's on board. Austin was on board last week. If anybody can help me find my gas cap, email me dc30minute@gmail.com with the solution to that riddle. I'm sorry, and I really wanted to get this question before we had to move on to the next segment here, so it's a little frustrating. I ask this to everybody. So you write, you drive, how do you write your material?
I don't write. I just get on stage, and what I like to do is kind of, it's like jazz,
Well, I've heard that you even organize a crowd show.
I just go. I just get up and go. Like,
hey, that sound means it's time for our second game. That's great.
Yeah. Harmony are in the back.
Yeah, Harmony did. And those were nasty boys. They were sweet.
Oh, you guys just missed a great story by Troy Rigdon and Robert Wallace over here. I'm sorry you had to miss that.
Yeah.
But you could see them emoting throughout the entire story, so I hope that was sufficient for all the video viewers out there. What a great day. I just, after we do that, I always say, have a great Wednesday, and then end the stream, and that's kind of how we wrap up there. Sometimes I have something a little extra.
Yeah.
But today I don't really think so.
No? Do you have a story about any time you took too many edibles and freaked out?
I have a story about taking a lot of Xanax.
Dude, do tell. These are the craziest ones. Robbie and I were just talking about Zans.
Well, I got
they
these...
make me mean.
Oh, really? That's what you were talking about?
Sometimes.
I got a...
They got a grip on...
So I got a few Xanax at one point, and I was getting it, semi... I wouldn't say semi-regular, maybe a few times a year. But I knew a guy that had it, and he knew that I might partake.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, he gets some good ones, and he warns me. He says he hands me in the school, the full
the
bars, and he says, by the way,
Were they
be
white,
careful.
yellow? What color were they?
They're...
I mean, were they twos?
There's
or
green, there's yellow.
Were they 2 milligrams?
If I remember correctly, they were white.
Oh yeah, there's
2
white
milligrams.
bars. Yeah.
But
those are the smaller ones.
The 2
But
milligrams.
it's tough, it was 12 years ago at this point, maybe.
Yeah. Dude, what happened?
No, it was 10 years ago, probably. But I get the, and he warns me at the time. He says, be careful. Each one of these is equal to about 1.5 or 2 of what a normal one might be used to. He was kind of, so be careful. Start off. Don't do a whole one. Don't drink. And I broke all these rules.
I took
a full one.
But it's not cool.
I had a little bit to drink, and then I get invited to a little get together about 45 minutes away.
And you weren't together?
And I couldn't decide if I want to go. I think I took another half of one or something.
He says, "I'll pre-prep this."
And then, so I very
two going up my nose and
irresponsibly,
one going in my mouth.
and I don't recommend that. I mean, this is probably one of the most dangerous things.
Just kidding.
Xanax is very dangerous.
Yeah, dude, I don't recommend
You get really
it.
out of control, and you realize it's one of the most things that after the fact you realize how out of control you
I don't
really
get
are.
out of
You
control.
don't until everyone tells you what you did.
I don't get out of control.
But anyway,
I mean,
so
I
take,
I've been on it for so long that
I take another half of one or whatever. I bring 1.5
But it's
over
not
to the
cool,
get
man.
together. I give one out, and I take the other half, and I'm drinking at this get together.
Isn't that
At
the
some
best?
point, very early in that. And it's probably pretty late when I
Did you
got there
black
already,
out?
but I did black out, certainly.
Of course.
And I black out maybe at 10:30, 11 p.m. or something like that. I wake up at 6 p.m. the next day on their couch.
Yeah.
And they were so relieved I was alive.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh yeah, you're probably foaming at the mouth.
But it was ridiculous, and you got to be careful with that stuff. But there's a little Xanax story, a little drug use story. You got to be careful. And then I drove back home.
Oh, of course you did.
But I barely found. I remember not being able to find my car and just kind of walking circles and blocks until I found the car.
I've been there, brother.
At 6 p.m. the next day. I mean, you sleep for 14. What was it? I mean, almost 20. It was 20 hours of sleep. You just die.
Yeah, once you go down, you're down.
And you wake up instantly. You say, I don't remember. I just arrived.
Yeah, you basically blinked and you're awake, and the last thing you remember is getting a beer at 11:30 at night.
It was apple pie.
Oh, that'll do it, dude. That's dangerous stuff.
I remember that.
Damn Xanax.
And you do remember. You remember everything up to that point, and then it just disappears.
Boom, gone.
And then you're awake, and you say, "What happened?" And they're playing,
not me. I'm like
that Gods and Zeus.
I mean, I know what happened.
MOBA game,
Really?
whatever they're playing, Smite.
Yeah, it's
on
like a
the TV.
9-hour fucking blackout.
The next day, I know what happened. I'm like, I freaking screwed myself again.
Oh, I'm glad. Whenever.
Well, no, I don't even say that though. It's just I had to be in order for me to feel normal.
Well, that was the show, everybody. Have a great Wednesday.
Whenever
Here's a little
anyone
story.
tells me what I did when I was blacked out, I'm like, yo, don't tell me that shit. I don't remember it. Sorry, don't bring me down.
Yeah, totally. Don't bring me into your story that I'm black now.
I told you guys this show was never going to end. You guys thought this was going to end. I teased it again. I'm telling you, it's never going to end.
JK,
Better call into work today.
I go to Talkers Anonymous. It goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Hi, my name's Rob. I talk a lot, and hey, Rob, what's this?
Do you want to get into that Cash
I know,
Patel
it's
story?
scaring me. That sounds.
Just joking, of course. That'd be very funny to cover one of those hack stories that everybody else has talked about already.
Dude, I
Oh,
forgot.
Cash Patel is now saying that Epstein killed himself. Yeah, I get it. He's the FBI director. What do you think? These guys are all frauds. Anybody have trust in these people?
I was going to tell you today.
Get real. You make yourself look like an idiot when you say, "Oh, did you see that? How crazy is this? Oh, Trump might be in the Epstein." Yeah, nobody. This is news to nobody.
I was going to tell you, I was thinking about this the other night. I have reeled back from my political care, and I don't watch any political shit anymore, and how much happier I've been and how much more time I have, and it just doesn't consume me, and I just don't care anymore. It's actually super legit. I used to get so fired up.
I hear you.
Yeah. And so lately, when you said that, I was like, oh, I didn't hear what happened.
When it was heated up the most, I was in it.
Yeah, exactly. And it just consumed me, and I was like, this is lame, dude. Why do I even care? So it's super nice.
But I mean, the Democrat. I mean, well, yeah, I could. Yeah.
This is that part of 6/11 where the plane still doesn't hit the Pentagon.
Yeah. We're just in limbo waiting for our next move.
Very good. Everybody, have a great Wednesday. It's a beautiful day.
Hey, what
Look outside.
does Chris Angel sign his autographs with?
I don't know.
A magic marker.
Nice. Dude, come on. Paris, dude, why don't you take notes, bro? This is a fucking pro in action.
What did Larry Bird sign his with? A ballpoint pen.
You're
There we
dirty.
go.
You're dirty, dude.
Take us out.
All right, later, guys. You're hilarious.